Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike, here live after a long week in sports, and we are here to recap it. Running the three man weave tonight. You know I can't do this alone. I've got the mad producer, podcast Poppy in the building.
You like the new picture up?
Is that Brett Favre?
That is Brett Favre. I hung it up in protest. Protest this dog shit team.
That you now hate, apparently.
Hate it. Love it so much I hate it. You ever love something so much, Mike, that you can't fucking stand it?
The Knicks sometimes, yes.
You know what happened after this picture, Mike, after this year? Because I think history is going to end up repeating itself. And I think I'm okay with it. I don't know yet. Favre got shipped out of there. Mangini got fired.
Hey, you got
and they brought in
Mark Sanchez
and Rex Ryan. Because
so
nobody good wants this job. Nobody good wants this job. But there is a guy who is lobbying, who wants this job more than anything in his life, who actually loves being a Jet. And I can respect that.
Respect insanity. We also got Anthony here in the building.
What a push off. Oh, what a catch by a white boy named Whiteheart.
Hey. My stream is behind yours. Stop ruining it.
Lost him in the snow.
My goodness. Early.
Jesus, man. I know. It's like I'm not even this is the actual stream. It is still lagging. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
By the way,
I just saw the catch.
Yeah, I just saw that. That was nice.
Shoveling the snow while the game is playing.
By the way, 2K25 is on sale for $31.49. So if you haven't bought it, go get it.
Buy it. It stinks. Chubb has ditched the gloves, ladies and gentlemen. He has gone gloveless. That is a tough human. No sleeves, no anything.
We are broadcasting this show at the time that we're recording this. The Steelers and Browns are playing in a snow globe right now, which is crazy because like 30 minutes ago it was clean.
I know, it was like legit clean.
A little flurry, but nothing crazy. And now snow globe.
It's a blizzard.
Snow globe out there.
It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Blizzard.
If there was ever a time for Pittsburgh to be had, this would be the game.
This would be the game. It's Nicholas Chubb.
Has ever played in his life, in his NFL career, has never played in a game below 40. Played in a game below 40 degrees.
Anthony, I told you these division games, especially these AFC North division games, stay away from it.
Oh yeah. I would never do a confidence pick on any of these AFC North games. And I wasn't going to do one on this one either.
Could be worse. You could do a confidence pick on a team that wasn't playing.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What the hell?
We'll get to that later. I just want to let that cookie bake for about an hour and a half.
Let me tell you, Anthony, you might have been bailed out for a speaking because that could be it right there. That could be it right there.
When I was doing the math before in the pre-show, I'm like, wait, hold on. And I was like, Mike, am I missing something?
Boy, oh boy. But let's get into it. Let's jump into it. Let's have some fun tonight. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's jump right into, as we do, jump into the NFL and let's talk about, it was the game of the week. It was a big game. CBS actually was live on location for this game, which
Never.
Didn't like shatter ratings.
I don't know about. I can't speak to that, but Kansas City and Buffalo against Kansas City, their first loss of the season, 30-21, in which was a really good game.
It was.
I felt like Buffalo was kind of in control the whole game. Like it never, not that it didn't feel like Kansas City was going to win, because I definitely felt like,
there was a moment.
Get him.
No one's ever in control against Patrick Mahomes. No one's ever in control against Pat Mahomes.
But Buffalo,
at all.
If you take a step back and you look at it, Buffalo really was in control of this entire game. So give them kudos. Josh Allen with an amazing. As much as and Dylan knows this, I understand it, but I hate how these MVP and these Player of the Year awards are narrative driven. I despise it. But Josh Allen,
well, what you're doing is narrative driving an MVP award.
No, I'm explaining that he had an MVP moment. He had a moment,
yes.
That just will stick, regardless of what happens. Still be like, but he beat Patrick Mahomes on that 4th down play
until they lose to them in the postseason again.
But it's a regular season award.
Anthony's a very big proponent. He's like, I don't understand how they keep giving these guys awards for the regular season, but in the playoffs they do this. I'm like, what does that have to do with it?
Regular season. But listen, that 4th down play, that was a man's play.
Yep.
Now, me and Anthony, we respect Josh Allen and we like Josh Allen.
Oh no! Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do the
respect. We know what he is.
Yes.
Dylan.
Yes, Dylan. Yeah.
We're going to sit here and say I don't respect Josh Allen?
Oh,
you do not respect Josh Allen at all.
I do respect Josh Allen.
That is not true, Dylan.
I do talk shit about him because recently, dumb Josh Allen has showed up.
You said that in the middle of this game, and
when he showed up.
He had a bad play, Dylan. Like, he can't play. Nobody plays a perfect game. Like,
I mean, so the reason I say that is that interception was not a good interception. That was a very bad interception.
But dumb Josh Allen to me is when he's throwing 2-3 picks in a game. That's dumb Josh Allen.
And dumb Josh Allen is when he's throwing passes behind the line of scrimmage, like I've seen him do.
No, that's Josh Allen. That's beyond dumb Josh Allen.
He said that's dumber Josh Allen. There's levels to it.
There are levels.
We live in an NFL where the person that leads the league with fewest picks is gonna still have double-digit picks. Like, we gotta get over.
No. Like, so I don't. Let's not get this misconstrued here. That because Josh Allen started off super hot. I'm not saying Josh Allen's bad by any means, but sometimes that pick goblin that's on his right shoulder be sitting there whispering throw it. throw it. and that pick goblin has gotten to him a couple times in the last few weeks.
It has.
It happens though. That might.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that apparent though, because you look at Jordan Love.
Last week was more of a troll thing, where when I do the Tua turn the ball over thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, the last couple weeks outside of this game, dumb Josh Allen has very much so showed up and played football. And it's okay, cool.
He didn't play well against the Colts.
No, he did not.
I did not think he played well against the Colts, but they won.
No, but this game he played a really good game. That interception kind of was it was fucking stupid, but he played a good game. I'm not gonna sit here and say he didn't play a good game, but I don't think he took control of the MVP narrative here.
I don't either.
Well, because there's two guys here who are in our group chat named Anthony and Roz. I'm just we're forgetting Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson won MVP last year and has better numbers right now. He's already has the same amount of touchdowns as he had last year through passing. Also has more rushing yards.
I still think Jared Goff is
4,500. Jared Goff
I'm still going to stand by Jared Goff. That was one game, Dylan. What did he do this past week? He had another perfect passer rating. He absolutely and he's done that multiple times this year, where he's just been absolutely ballistic. The run he's going on is insane.
You're gonna have
No, I know, but he had an outlier. He had a nasty outlier, and he went back to just being like damn near perfect. Come on now.
Dylan loves that outlier word.
But they still won the game too. I think that was the only time. I think it was like the first time in NFL history, or in a long time, where like a quarterback threw 5 picks in a game and still won. Some crazy stat. So they still won the game.
They still won the game.
They still won the game.
Because of him.
Actually, he did throw like a touchdown pass or two.
That was that game. They played the Texans, correct?
Yeah,
that was in Houston.
A combined 40 interceptions in that game.
Well, CJ Stroud, even though you guys are trying to defend him for some weird reason, he also didn't play well.
CJ Stroud in the second half decided to throw 3 interceptions back to the line.
He didn't play. He was ass that game, and he hasn't been really that good all year. But he was just bad that game.
You throw 5 picks and you still win. That's kind of like you definitely were hurting your team significantly more than you were helping them. Like that is horrendous. But
that speaks to the Lions, just their ability to just escape that.
Fucking phenomenal football team, like top to bottom, phenomenal fucking football team. So it's like, okay, you have to like in the like whole grand scheme of things. If you have a game that horrendous, you're like, you gotta take a couple stops. I'm not taking him out of the MVP conversation, but you gotta take him down a couple spots because that shit's like real bad. Oh, wide open. Oh!
Thanks. But
I
yeah, no. For me, and I'll let Anthony go. Like, it's still Lamar is leading. Lamar is leading. I do think Josh has moved into second place.
Yes,
but Jared Goff is right there third for me, and I'm going to do it because,
there you go. Now you understand.
That was good defense, Dylan. That was good defense.
What?
That's good defense. Queen knocked that ball out of his hand.
He still should have caught it.
Queen knocked the ball out of his hand.
He had it, and then he tried to bobble it.
Queen knocked the ball out of his hand.
He bobbled.
He
can't bobble
the ball if Queen swipes his hand. Now, I would have loved for him to catch that because that's my fantasy tight end, but I'm not going to act like Queen. Why can't we just give defense credit?
No, don't do that. I love giving defense credit. I just got that fucking Joku dropped that shit. But speaking of guys who have a pick demon on their shoulder,
he fought the urge.
He fought the urge.
He said he fought.
I thought Jameis threw a pick. You got me.
No, I said he fought the urge. He's a guy who has that pick demon on his shoulder. He fought the urge.
Jameis wins.
You want Jameis to do that?
No, I just know Jameis loves throwing interceptions.
No, he wasn't a Jameis listener.
He needs the Browns to win so his Jets can get closer.
I don't fucking care, dude.
Yes, you do.
I don't fucking
care. And that is a touchdown, Cleveland.
Listen,
but
all I know is I can't expect. Oh, what a fucking catch. What a way to make up for it. All I know is I can't root for teams to do other things until the Jets start doing the things that they need to do. That's why when Rouse is like, oh, I need this team, and this team to win, I'm like, how about fuck those teams and we get the Jets to do what they need to do before we start rooting for anybody. Because I don't think the teams.
You know, y'all are still only 2 games out, right?
You think, like, can I just lose? Can I? How about this? Aaron Rodgers retires at halftime of our next game, like Vontae Davis. We just don't play Tyrod Taylor, and then we let Adrian Gonzalez come and play quarterback, and he can lose his football games.
So with the Giants,
yes.
So except the Giants.
That way, when Tyrod comes in and eventually wins us like 4 in a row. I have nobody else to blame. They're
doing Daniel Jones just dirty over there.
Anthony, who's your top? So Lamar, Josh, Jared Goff. I have Saquon 4th and Derrick Henry 5th. I think that's my top 5 in that order.
My top 5. Damn, that's a good pick right there.
Saquon's a very good pick.
Yeah, I like that Saquon at 4 right there. Saquon has been carrying that Eagles offense.
Who would have thought?
It's definitely not their quarterback.
No.
He's actually don't do that either. He's
No, because it's funny because before the Thursday game, my buddy texted me, he's the Eagles fan. He's like, man, this is the game. I feel like Hurts is gonna ball out tonight. I was like, my dude, Barkley's gonna ball out tonight. Like, he had to text him after the game. I'm like, you see? Like, come on.
The Eagles have just realized that Saquon is the best player on the team, so they give him the ball. There's nothing wrong with that.
They need to stop disrespecting.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Give him the ball inside the 2-yard line. That's what they need.
Why, when they have an unstoppable play?
Because feed your best player.
They have an unstoppable
play. No, but they have an unstoppable play though. So it makes Hurts look better than he actually is.
Try to break whatever.
That's the only thing I don't like about these touchdowns.
Like they've probably taken 10 to 15 touchdowns away from Saquon Barkley.
You know what the best part about Saquon is? He could care less.
Saquon literally said in an interview that he wishes he got the carries that Derrick Henry got.
Trust me, Saquon's not that kind of guy. Saquon could care less. As long as it's working, Saquon.
I mean, Saquon only wants to win. Saquon spent the better part of 4 years just not playing, doing shit.
He could care less.
Because he got his bag already.
I'm telling you, Saquon could care
I
less.
think the Eagles are robbing themselves of a player who could break LT's touchdown record. And that's wrong.
They're not thinking about that, though. They just think about winning, honestly.
Exactly.
I'm looking out for the player. I'm looking out for Saquon.
I think Saquon got his bag. He's already
really doing Jalen Hurts some favors. We all know that's just bullshit. Jalen Hurts is an example of the first time we're actively ignoring rushing touchdowns. Because we looked at Jalen Hurts, we're like, wait, how many of these he scored off that? Okay, like that shit doesn't matter.
You gotta put an asterisk next to his rushing touchdowns. They gotta do something to separate that shit, man.
Like Lamar's rushing touchdowns versus Jalen Hurts rushing touchdowns. It seems like Lamar's are worth more.
Because they are.
Oh. Who's your top 5?
You had Henry at 5, right?
Yeah, I had Henry at 5.
I might have to think about the Henry at 5 one, but I do like your list.
Is there someone else you think we're forgetting?
Yes, and I'll do it on mine.
I have to think about that, but I'll get back to that. My 5 is I have Goff number 1, Allen 2, Lamar's 3. Number 4 for me. Number 4. Yeah, I'll say Kyler Murray is my number 4 right now. And who's my number 5?
That's a great block.
Actually, no, sorry. Let me switch that. Joe Burrow is my number 4, and then Kyler Murray is my number 5.
I'm not mad at those two.
One of mine you're gonna get mad at because the first 3, Mike, you and I are exactly the same. Joe Burrow is my 5.
Surprise.
Is my 5. TJ Watt is my 4.
No. I mean, that's your opinion. I'm not going to say
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's one you're going to be like, I knew you weren't going to like, but TJ Watt's been unreal. Unfucking real.
Why is Justin Fields in the game?
They've been doing packages.
Because he just had a long-ass run. And they need to score badly.
I don't know if this was I wouldn't say they're going to bench Russ, but I think this is just a thing just to run.
No, they're not benching. Yeah, they just give him some running.
Because I knew they used they used Fields like 3 plays last week, and I just read before kickoff that they were going to try to use Fields way more in different packages.
They want him to be.
Oh no, he's still
in the game.
Yeah, I'm watching. He's still in the game.
Yeah, he's still in. but they want him to be in more packages. There's an old saying, this in the NFL, where it's
when
like
you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. I've never
No, but
agreed with that.
this is not the. No, I do agree with that, but this is not the case. This is not the case right here.
Because different people have different skill sets. I've never agreed with that.
Roughing.
I think is happening is Pittsburgh's line is not holding up, and Russ can't get out the way. Justin Fields.
No, Russ had a big run last quarter. The Russ is right back in the game right now.
Every time I look up, Russ is running for his life.
Yeah, Russ is back in the game now. They just wanted to change the pace.
Oh, that is roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We love a roughing the passer where the defender literally falls on him.
No, he didn't just fall. He speared him, Dylan.
Yeah, he just
drove him into the ground. Yeah. That was a Goldberg spear.
That's embellishing.
That was
a spear. It wasn't an edge spear, but it wasn't a Goldberg spear. That was
God damn
spear.
Pittsburgh's definitely losing this game. But anything else from this game? Josh Allen, nasty. Does this game prove anything to you?
No.
No,
I think it just confirms the Bills were ready to capitalize on the Chiefs kind of all around like getting away with bullshit the last because the Chiefs look at how the games these Chiefs won, they have won by the seams of their pants.
I've been waiting to talk to you about that because you came in here and all you did was complain and call the Vikings frauds the year they did this. And I have not heard you say a peep about Kansas City.
Oh, but it's because they are
winning
Chiefs.
The same way. Oh.
It's the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a proven commodity. That's the thing. The Chiefs are a proven commodity.
That's not the argument that you were making.
No. Well, the Vikings, they lost to every good team they played, but then they had 11 one-score games. The Chiefs were not losing to the good teams they were playing. They were beating them. They were finding ways to win. It's different when you're back-to-back Super Bowl champs. You have the greatest quarterback of all time, and you're figuring it out. Can I tell you that they won by bullshit? Yeah. They were winning their games in different ways than the Vikings were winning their games. Like the blocked field goal against Denver in a game they absolutely should have lost. Yeah. They should have lost. Did they get some help with some penalty calls against the Bengals? Yeah. They probably should have lost. I'm not going to sit here and ignore how they're winning games. You can't continue to have that happen and think it's going to work out. But if any team's going to do it, I will trust the Andy Reid-led team to do it with the Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, with all of these things. I trust the Chiefs in a way where it's the Vikings always seemed like they were frauds, and I guess I'm the only one who ever saw it.
Yeah.
This Chiefs, I think the Bills were ready to be they're not going to pull this one out of their ass. It's not going to happen.
No, I understood where you were coming from with the Vikings, but it was just at the same time, when you're winning all those, close games, when do you get to the point where it's not luck anymore? That was the thing that always confused me. It was okay, when do we get to a point where we actually give them credit and say this is a clutch team,
When they do it in a game that matters, and they didn't. To a team they were better than. And the Giants walk all over them.
To be fair, their defense was awful too.
Horrendous.
Their defense was horrendous.
I would give you these stats all year long where I'm there's a way for you to beat this Vikings team. It's just by scoring points on this bad passing defense. Shout out to George Pickens. He grew up so much in 1 week where last week he would have beat the dog shit out of him for pulling his mouthpiece off his grass, but he let it go. So kudos to him.
But I think you asked a question what?
Go ahead.
I think Mike, you asked a question. This is doing anything? Absolutely fucking not. This it's a good win. Don't get me wrong. It gets a little bit off their back and whatnot. It obviously moves them closer to an AFC East championship. I mean, so yeah, they really only need 2 more Dolphins losses, and that's it. They clinch. That's it, really. They need one more win and like 2 more Dolphins losses, and that's it. But here's the thing: at the end of the day,
there's no worry. The division's theirs.
yeah, the postseason is really what matters at the end of the day. And I still hold Joe Burrow's 1 win at Arrowhead versus Josh Allen's 4 victories against Mahomes during the regular season. At the end of the day, the question is still going to remain: can you do this in the postseason? Everyone will talk about what the Chiefs aren't doing or how Pat Mahomes looks and whatnot. At the end of the day, Mahomes always delivers when it matters. Josh Allen can't beat him in the postseason.
The Chiefs is the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The Chiefs is the Chiefs. I trust them. No matter what, like I don't care how bad they're playing. I still think they're gonna pull it out. It's like watching Tom Brady all over again, where it's like no matter when this game is over, like this game could be over in every fucking way possible. There's still a shot. When you got 15 there at quarterback, there is still a fucking shot.
That's why they didn't kick that field goal when they were at 23-21. They couldn't take that chance. They're like, no, we got to go for this. And the Chiefs, I mean, I'm glad they lost, but damn, poor Bryce Young, poor Carolina. They're gonna just get destroyed this week. They're gonna take. They are going to get slaughtered this week. Holy shit. Oh man!
As gentlemen, not pick that game.
I'm not going to pick that game. I'm going to make it interesting for myself. That's just going to be. Yeah, it's too lazy of a pick. Like
Mike's like, "Fuck you guys."
And Bryce Young, he's won 2 games in a row. He's happy. He has his spirits up. He just came off the bye, and now he's just going to have an angry Chiefs team that's just going to beat the dog shit out of him.
I just say there's nothing more that I hate when talking about football with you, Anthony, is when you call a team angry. Like that shit is so infuriating. That shit is so infuriating. Oh, well, they're angry Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Be angry. But you are more likely to make mistakes if you are angry in these situations. That shit's nonsense. Would the Chiefs beat the dog shit out of the Panthers if they were angry or not? Would it have mattered at all? Or were they still going to hang for them?
Hey, it just means they're going to hang 48 this week, all right?
Like, I hate that.
I'm sitting here and I was like, yeah, Pittsburgh's going to lose this game. But I'm sitting here and, if Jameis throws one bad pass here in the snow,
that goblin's on his shoulder. But I don't think they're gonna be throwing much.
This game's
no, they're not gonna be throwing.
This game's
a one-score game.
Let Russ cook.
Game.
Let Russ cook.
It's been Fields. Fields got them down the field this time. Fields did the read option in the end zone. So,
but speaking of the Steelers, let's talk about the other big game, Ravens Steelers. And I watched 90% of this game.
I didn't watch 90% of it.
It was a good game. It was a good Mike type of defensive football struggle type of game. Which, when you're Lamar Jackson and you're trying to get MVP and you have to play a grinded out game, people think, oh, he played bad, and Lamar played.
Came up short when it mattered.
You know who came up short in this game? The one of the greatest kickers of all time.
The greatest kicker of all time.
No, he's not Adam Vinatieri.
The greatest.
Adam Vinatieri never had a downfall like this. I'm not watching.
I'm not watching. My stream keeps fucking freezing. Stupid NFL app.
And who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Is that TJ Watt?
No, it's the other white boy on the other side.
What's his name?
Crazy pick. The one that got that crazy pick. Herbig or Herbig. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna disrespect him, but he's also very good.
Yes.
But what did I just
you said Jameis has one of them in it, but interception.
And Jameis fumbled. So there you go.
This Ravens game is one of those games where you can absolutely blame the fucking kicker. You can absolutely blame the fucking kicker.
He had a horrible game.
He's had a horrible year.
He has had a horrible year.
The downfall of Justin Tucker needs to be studied because even Adam Vinatieri at like 46 didn't do this.
And what's crazy is it's mental because the power is still there. The power is still there. It's just why he's pulling them. Oh, almost a touchdown. The power is still there. He's just pulling these kicks. Pittsburgh had an unbelievable interception. I couldn't believe Lamar was cooking on that drive too, and he literally just
took the ball out of his hands.
That's one of those ones where, and Dylan, I think I've convinced Dylan a little bit that all interceptions are.
Oh no, you never could. You never. I've always been with you on that. It's just you have to blame somebody.
But it's not always the quarterback.
That's got to go on someone,
and which is fine. Context.
I love y'all just making all these excuses for Lamar not showing, not being able to win the big one again.
That's Lamar's fault.
We're talking about that. Did you see that?
You're blaming Lamar.
No,
ball getting ripped.
That pick was not Lamar. That pick was not Lamar's fault. I make that very clear.
Because
they walked out that field with a loss.
Because Lamar was trying to drag this team in the fourth quarter by himself when Baltimore did that thing that's going to drive me crazy. Because
Touchdown Steelers. Wow.
Oh, cover two.
Wow. Steelers just took the lead. Holy shit. That was a beautiful pass.
This game's not over.
Mike Tomlin said, fuck it, I ain't losing to no fucking Browns.
2 minutes later, Coach of the Year Mike Tomlin said, all right, let me sit up. Let me sit up and not let this happen. Let Russ cook. Let Russ cook. By the way, can we start talking about Russ for comeback player of the year?
No.
Start doing that?
No,
because last week he didn't play well.
I just want the who that.
Who?
Who other than Russ? You can say not Russ and give me all, but then who?
Who could get it?
Comeback
qualifies for it.
Russ. That's who.
For what? But how does he come back? He
cooking. That's why.
What did he do? He played.
He played last year.
Like, how is he?
I had to think about that for a second. I'm like,
what did he do? Did he come back from an injury? Like, what happened? What did he do?
Narrative driven. And the narrative.
Man said just fucking he's cooking.
You narrative comeback award.
You, Dylan. You said Russ stinks. You said that was a part of the reason why he got picked. You said that. You said that.
Yeah, Mike Dylan says everybody stinks. So.
No, Russ had the worst. Outside of Will Levis, Russ had the worst fucking turnover that I've seen this year in that Ravens game.
Hibachi cooking.
He's cooking right now.
Cooking.
We're not watching the same players.
Russ is gonna host a playoff game. Russ is gonna host the AFC Championship game. You mess around.
They had a starting quarterback who lost one game.
Keep letting Russ cook. He gonna host.
They benched the quarterback who lost one game.
Can't wait for next week for Russ to beat your boy Joe Burrow. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for Russ to walk into that building and cook again and send your Bengals to misery like they deserve.
My Bengals.
I can't wait.
My Bengals?
Your Bengals. Yes.
I've been saying the Bengals stink all year. They're my Bengals.
Joe Burrow is your boy. You are not disowning the Bengals now. No. Joe Burrow is your boy. You got Joe Burrow number
I love
4
Joe
in
Burrow.
MVP. You have Joe Burrow number 4 in MVP. Do
Yeah,
you
because
not?
he's actually playing like an
Russ
MVP.
is going to go in there and cook him next week. Cook him.
No, he's not going to cook Joe Burrow. He's going to cook that defense.
I was about to say he's going to cook that defense. I guarantee you, Joe Burrow has better stats than Russ next week.
Cook him.
I guarantee he has better stats than
Russ.
Joe, you might want to be careful with that. That fucking defense is brutal.
A pack of Gatorade.
I wouldn't do that.
He has better stats than Russell Wilson.
No, because we're not going to be able to.
I would not do that, Dylan. Mike, I would take that bet.
We'll go majority vote in the chat.
No, because I trust none of you. No.
Okay,
I don't
whatever.
trust guys. I don't trust James. No. You're not going to bully.
You're not
going
to trust the stat guy when determining
You're not going to bully me and Anthony into Russ cooking. And he only had 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Joe Burrow had 350 and 1 touchdown. Joe Burrow.
No, I promise you, Joe Burrow's not going to have 350 and 1. Joe Burrow only has thrown like 40 touchdowns the last 2 weeks.
Not doing it.
Yeah, but this is still his defense.
No, but the
Bet on the
Bengals.
game. Bet on the
TJ
game.
Watt single-handedly owns the Bengals.
Bet on the game.
So, I will bet on the game.
Bet on the game.
Mike, I would take this bet while Dylan's still offering it. I would take that bet.
Steelers out -7 Steelers outright. Fuck it. I'm not betting on the Bengals.
That's not the line.
I'm not betting on the Bengals. You think I'm betting on the Bengals?
Bet on the MVP.
The MVP's team stinks. I've been here since week 1 talking about how bad this Bengals team is, and you're sitting here like, "Oh, those are your boys. Bet on the win." No, because that team stinks.
You don't have the courage of your.
Well, the defense stinks.
My courage and my conviction is saying this Bengals team stinks. It's only me standing on business for what I've been saying since week 1. Imagine telling me I have no courage in my conviction when I'm standing by everything that I've said.
Nah, you did. Nah, Dylan has. He has been on record to say this Bengals team is awful.
This Bengals team's horrendous.
Specifically the defense. Not the team in general, but the defense.
Defense is dog shit. The offense is just Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. Shout out to Chase Brown. He's having a great year. I don't want to do anything.
T. Higgins balled out last week too. He had a really good.
He barely played.
What are you talking about? He had 100 plus in it. He had 100 plus receiving yards and a touchdown.
I could be high. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you are.
I might be high. Let's see. Oh no, T. Higgins ball. Never mind. T. Higgins balls.
That's Lord.
Yeah, he went the fuck off in that Chargers game.
So did Joe Burrow. Joe Shiesty, he was trying his hardest to pull fucking victory from that one. Their second half or from the second quarter on was unreal. Unfucking real.
Yeah, that touchdown pass to Chase, beautiful. I just feel so bad for Burrow. That why is that defensive coordinator still have a job? That shit is wild to me.
I don't know how any of them still have a job, to be honest.
They won't by the end of the year.
I think the head coach, I really think he's safe. It's just everything else.
Zach Taylor's safe.
Yeah, you have to fire the defensive coordinator. You have to fire him.
Defensive line coach. Every coach associated with that defense needs to be fired.
Get him out.
Get all of them the fuck out.
They are horrendous.
They knocked Jameis out the game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is about to be a Pittsburgh miracle again.
You
just saw something. But yeah.
No, Winston's in there.
If Baltimore doesn't learn to give the Hulk the ball in the fourth quarter to help the play action, especially in a grinder game, I'm going to be sitting here in January again, mad, trying to defend Lamar and trying to understand why they lost when they shouldn't have. they don't have to give him the ball 30 times, but like the reason their offense is so dynamic is because you just don't know what's going to happen when Lamar and Derek are out there. And for him to not, and even if the style of the flow of the game didn't dictate him being out there, how is Derrick Henry not on the field for the 2-point conversion? That's that. Like you don't
I've been
even have to
complaining
give
about
him the
Harbaugh's
ball.
use of Derrick Henry since they got him.
He has to be on the. Even if he's a decoy, he has to be on the field.
Like, I don't understand how you just don't have him on the field in important situations.
It just doesn't make like
when you have Justice Hill in the game, you know you're not just going to run the foot. You know it's going to more than likely be a pass.
And if they do run, Lamar's running.
Yeah.
Like when Derrick,
at least with Derrick Henry,
you
you have to be like, oh shit, what's happening?
Yeah, because Derrick could run at me at full steam, and Lamar keeps the ball and shreds you. Like it just. That's what I said. That's going to be the downfall of this team. That's going to be the downfall of this team. And I'm bracing myself for it because.
You know who's also like, I know he's only been there for a couple of weeks, but what the fuck is Deontay Johnson doing?
Nothing. He's on my fantasy team doing
He's complaining.
Nothing.
He's been talking so much shit since he got here. And he's just like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, man, you guys really... Oh.
Something happened, Anthony. Something.
I know. I'm trying to see. Oh, man. Ooh.
The Goblin! The Goblin!
Ooh, that was close. That was close. That was close.
I haven't seen it. I still haven't seen the play yet.
No, it's not bad. He threw an almost pick.
Oh, no. That's a pick.
Almost pick.
I'm going to say that's a pick.
Almost pick.
Oh, wait. What am I? Oh, wait. Then I must be behind them. No, never mind. Never mind.
The Jameis Winston experience, ladies and gentlemen.
And Pittsburgh's going to win.
If I know anything, I know Jameis.
Nah, there's still time left.
Ball over. I know Jameis Winston going to turn that football over.
There's still time left.
He hates having that shit.
There's still plenty of time.
He's like, man, I can protect this ball, or I could throw it right to a Pittsburgh defender.
He didn't throw it right to him. He just overthrew his receiver.
Right to the Pittsburgh defender.
He airmailed it, but he's throwing in a blizzard.
Don't make that. You can't. You already know you struggle with those
open,
from times.
He wasn't Dylan. That's the guy that's supposed to get the ball.
That wasn't a horrible pick, though.
But you already have a tendency to kind of throw a hot ball from time to time. Why are you throwing that ball in the not okay like circumstances where the weather?
It wasn't a horrible
pick. The ball sailed.
It's a blizzard.
Don't throw that ball then. Because in the drive alone, he threw like 2 almost picks.
Yeah, the one before that.
The one right before that.
Yeah, the one right before was an almost.
He already needed to be safe with the football because he's Jameis Winston. But then when you add the elements to it, you should probably also be like, we got to kind of protect the football.
The game's not over yet. There's still all the timeouts. 4 minutes left.
If the
Plenty of time.
score another touchdown here,
it's over.
It's over.
And Russ is cooking.
So's Fields. They're 2 QB systems.
Nah, but yeah, Russ is cooking. Russ is cooking. Like you got to give him that at least.
Oh no, that's a bad ball. They just showed the replay. That's a bad ball.
Of course, Dylan thinks it's a bad ball.
Wait till you see the replay where Elijah.
To be fair, you always hated Jameis Winston. Though. You always hated
Jameis threw it like he was running an out route. Jesus, that's miscommunication.
Thank you.
It's miscommunication. It doesn't make it any worse of a ball. He threw that ball like it was an out route while the receiver ran a curl. as a bad pick.
Well,
All right,
we only have
what's
one.
next?
Which team has been more disappointing?
Easy question.
The
Easy
Jets
answer.
or the Cowboys?
Easy. The Jets.
Well, yeah, it's the Jets. It's easily the Jets.
Easiest question of all time. I'll take Jets for
They're the most
3
disappointing team
million,
in the
Alex.
league.
Easily the most disappointing team in the league. Like, unreal. Unreal this bullshit this team is doing to me. Everybody
Even
sucks.
me being yeah.
Everybody on the team, like, defense sucks, offense sucks. Like, it's horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. Like, even if the defense is going to stink, you brought in Aaron Rodgers to have the better offense, and the offense is still worse. It's just as bad as it has been. So I was like, all right, cool. I could have kept all my draft capital and just had fucking number 2 back here just doing this shit. Would have cost me less money, less draft capital, everything.
But to be fair, we laughed at Anthony for saying that the Cowboys were going to make the playoffs. We laughed. And
I didn't expect them to be as bad as they are, but at the same time,
dumpster fire over there. Too.
It's an absolute dumpster fire. And the common denominator in these teams are their owners go rogue and do whatever the fuck they want. Jerry could.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
They couldn't afford to pay anybody. Couldn't afford to pay anybody, so this is what they had to deal with.
Stupid fucks.
And the offensive line was bad. The defense, like Micah Parsons, who I don't think has been very good this year at all, when he was healthy, is the defense can't do anything. It's CeeDee Lamb and nobody else because Brandon Cooks is hurt. Like Dak's not playing great,
and Dak's hamstring exploded,
and then he's just also hurt. So it's like there's so many things that went wrong with the Cowboys, where it's like shit. Where,
but also let's talk about Micah talking.
Micah
podcast,
dumb as fuck, man.
Micah,
yeah, he has a big mouth. He needs to shut the hell up. And he did that thing that Dylan. No, I hate when athletes say something, then get mad when people react to what they say. Well, why'd
you say it?
Literally threw McCarthy, regardless of if McCarthy's going to get fired or not. That's not the point. You threw him under the bus, and then turned around and got mad that it got reported that everybody was talking about you throwing him under the bus. You cannot. That drives me insane because you can't possibly have that lack of self-awareness. Like, there's no way you can say that and then get mad and have the audacity to get mad at the media. Like, y'all are just trying to stir things up. You offered that. Like, what are you?
You said it.
About?
Like, unprovoked, said what you said.
Nobody made you say it. You said that out of your mouth into a microphone. And now you're mad because it's being talked about. Like, that makes it drives me crazy because it drove me crazy when Kyrie used to drive me insane with that, and Kevin Durant drives me insane with that because he also does that, where he'll say something and then get mad. You media guys just love to stir trouble. How about you just not say anything?
Well, to be fair, a lot of the Durant stuff is just taken in clips, and like there's no context. Micah Parsons in context, clipped out of context. What he did there was wrong. Like, absolutely wrong in any context of it.
Dropping balls. And then Micah, after getting shredded again, blown out on national TV again, had the nerve to say, Yeah, this team's pretty good though, man. We're really close. If we didn't give up 20, if you take the fourth quarter out, we only gave up 20, and the 20 wasn't even that bad. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
That sounds like a guy who's not going to be on the team next year.
like
What? Guy who don't give a fuck.
Like,
that man does not give a fuck.
The funniest part of that whole clip is Diggs' face because he didn't co-sign. He was like, yeah.
I feel like the rest of the defense kind of don't fuck with him.
I feel like that too. I feel like we think Micah Parsons is a voice and a leader in that locker room, but I don't think he is, because if you remember last year, homeboy on the team called him out for you always doing podcasts, you always talking, and it was kind of like, well, that's Micah Parsons, so maybe you should stay in your lane. But maybe that was us getting a little peek at what you're saying, Dylan, that maybe they don't fuck with him, because he gets all the hype and praise, doesn't show up in the playoffs, as Dylan loves to point out, doesn't show up in the playoffs. One of the key points to playing the Cowboys is run the ball at Micah Parsons.
Oh, yeah. You see 11, you run at him.
Run the ball at him. He can't stop the run. He talks a big game, talking about Dak Prescott, talking about, like,
the fact that he does a quarterback list and he can't, like, and he just doesn't put on Dak Prescott as your quarterback.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But then it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing where it's like, oh, you put Dak on. Oh, he put Dak too high. Only put Dak at 4.
That's fine.
You only did this.
I respect it more. I don't
like. There's some
because the
I
Buffalo Bills
player, you
shouldn't do. Players saying that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league when we all know it's Patty. I love that the Bills players say Josh Allen is the best player in the league. I don't know if you peeped it, Dylan. When they took the knee at the end of the game, did you see one of the Bills players put the crown on Josh's head? I love that shit. Yes, talk. Y'all won because Patty's going to get you back. But I love rep your guy. Pick your guy up. Like, yeah,
but Micah's not doing that.
But that's my point.
If you're not going to make him your guy,
if he did that with Dak, I would at least respect.
I respect it,
like,
but
okay, that's your guy. I'm gonna respect.
If he doesn't put him at 1 and he puts him anywhere else, you're still like, that's your guy.
What do you do? Exactly.
Yes, that's why I'm like, it's damned if you do, because everyone's like, oh, of course you're gonna put Dak number 1. But if you put Dak anywhere else or don't mention him at all, it's just like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you
like,
doing?
Like, the shit on your guy like that?
What are you doing? And I think you're gonna agree with me with this, Dylan. Be honest. Dak has played better in the playoffs than Mike has.
Yes.
Dak is not. I mean, Dak has had his bad playoff games, but Dak has shown up in some of these games too.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is the one that has not shown up.
In recent history, you could blame Micah and his defense more than you can Dak Prescott.
The last 2 losses.
Yeah.
The second San Francisco loss. And I don't care. I'm not the biggest Dakota fan, but I will die on the hill for those people that try to blame Dak for that loss to Green Bay last year, because that was not Dak's fault at all. Like, Dak could have scored 50. Green Bay would have scored 100.
Green Bay still scored 100.
It wouldn't have. There was nothing Dak could do in that game to save that game. Micah and his defense.
Anthony's over here still trying to find a way to blame Dak for the defense giving up fucking.
That's a wild take, Mike. Are we literally turning a blind eye to those dumbass picks he was throwing in that game, including that pick 6 that they ran all the way to fuck?
No, the first half, okay, cool. Dak didn't play great. The defense got 1 stop all game.
The game's out of hand. Or maybe he was trying to will this. Or maybe he was trying to will his team back into the game and failed epically. We can also say that.
Well, why is the
Green Bay gets paid too?
Like, yeah, sure, the offense not scoring points in this situation, right? But this is gonna go back. Like, we'll have this conversation, Jet, because I know Mike's gonna be like, oh, do say the Jets. I will, but like in this instance, like Dak came alive in the second half. The defense still let them score.
Came alive how? Throwing to the other team is not coming alive, Dylan. What are we doing
How
here?
many points did they score in that second half?
I don't remember.
They
We can
scored
pull it up.
all points. All their points they scored in that game was in the second half.
We can pull it up. We love stats here, as I've learned. Micah, the defense lost that game, man. You're not going to convince me. Aaron Jones is still running with the ball right now for another touchdown. He looked like Walter Payton out there carving them up.
Anthony, they scored 41 points in the first half.
Okay.
The defense.
I'm not
like.
Like,
This is the Dax throw.
So if I'm a quarterback and my defense is giving up every single play imaginable, does that mean I have to stink up the joint? Do those two things have to simultaneously happen, Dylan? Or can Dak do his job?
They lost. So let me put it. They lost 48-32. Right. They scored one touchdown in the first half, and then they immediately scored the rest of their team's points in the second half. If they don't give up 21 points in the second half, they win. Again, first half, not great, but again, the defense allowed 41 points.
Like that game was over. That game was over at halftime. Like we were just watching to laugh at that point. And Green Bay went into prevent mode in the third quarter. Like, yeah, this one's over. Let's just try not to lose.
And the defense still didn't get their first punt of the game until fucking 6 minutes of the fourth quarter when the backups were in. Like say
what was Dak's stat line for that game?
Dak's stat line. 41 for 60, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Also ran for 45 yards, 7.5 yards per carry average.
He threw the ball 60 times, Anthony. Come on. That's all you need to know right there. Why are you throwing the ball 60 times?
He had 2 receivers over 100. He had a tight end at 93.
He had the opposing team's cornerback running all the way back to
the first quarter.
Fuck out of here, man.
How many pick sixes did Dak throw? Okay, let me see.
I think he threw 1 or 2. It was one. I know he definitely threw 1.
Okay, I know he threw 1. Let's say Dak doesn't throw that pick 6.
No, we can't do this. We can't do this hypothetical stuff. That man, he played like ass.
Let's say he didn't throw a pick 6 and he threw a touchdown. They still lose 41-39.
Yeah, because he threw another interception.
Like they still,
of course, because he threw 2 interceptions, not 1.
Yeah, but you take 7 points that he gave them off the board. The defense still gave up 41. You can't.
Let's say he doesn't throw anything.
41.
They still.
You also can't win games if you're throwing to the other team. You can't win games if you're throwing to the other team. You can't get back in the game if you're throwing to the other team.
You also can't get back in the game if the defense can't stop.
Let's go on a trip down memory lane. Do y'all remember not way back in the day, but many years ago, that playoff game between the Chiefs and the Colts? This was before Mahomes. This was Alex Smith. You remember that game, the Chiefs at the Colts? I think it was like Andrew Luck's either first or second year.
Yeah,
Colts were down by $1 billion.
The biggest comeback in playoff history. Yes, I remember it well because I hate the Colts.
What happened? And how did they get to that point? Did the defense get stops?
Oh, the defense had to give up like 45 fucking points, Dylan.
Yeah, but did they get stops?
Did they give up 45 points?
Did they get stops?
I mean, they were literally down like 45 to like 7 or some shit like that. And Andrew Luck willed his team to come back.
What was the final score of that game?
I think it was like 44-45. It was something like that.
So
it was something to the tune.
They scored. They were up. They scored 45 points, and then they just stopped scoring.
Yes.
A novel idea. You know what happened in this Packers game? They didn't stop scoring. They kept scoring.
But you know what also happened?
Somebody. The defense had to stop. If all I'm saying, right? Let's say you can keep the pick six up, right? If they just only give up a touchdown in the second half, they win. The Cowboys win. Because they scored 25 points in the second half. They scored, the fucking Packers scored 21 points in the second half with their backups. With their backups. What are we doing here?
I don't know what to tell you, man.
The Cowboys
man Dakota stinks.
400 yards rushing. Dakota, again, Dak didn't play great in this game, but the loss isn't on him. Your defense has to stop somebody. You forced one punt. One punt.
I mean, I'm not.
You're really sitting here just blaming Dak. Like Dak is like, man, he threw 5 touchdowns to the Packers and they lost. He threw 2 interceptions, 1 pick six. Take the pick six away, you still lose 41-32. Like, the defense has to do something. They didn't. You forced one punt. One punt.
No, the defense definitely does play a part.
A part?
Yeah, they play a part.
A part? They just said, here, end zone. Go ahead. Aaron Jones had 118 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Damn.
You want the defense? They said, here you go. Here you go. Go right in.
God damn. 3.
Go right in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
That was actually smart for them to just let them score that.
Romeo Doubs, 6 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. That's Dak's fault. That's Dak's fault. Like, that's
hey, man, it's a team.
Jordan Love
it's a team sport, bro.
Passes. 16 passes.
For how many yards?
272.
Crazy.
Nonsense. Like, that's wild. Aaron Jones literally averaged fucking 6 yards a carry and just owned the end zone, but that's Dak's fault. Like, that's wild.
Gotta get the team back in the game, bro. If your defense can't do its part, you gotta keep up with them in the shootout. Wasn't scoring enough.
Hey, man, it's a team game, but both of them got to show up. And in the second half, he showed up while the defense didn't show up the entire game. At least Dak showed up for a half. Defense didn't show up at all. I'm still waiting for them to show up. They haven't showed up since before that game.
Since that, I would say they haven't showed up since that game.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the 6-game home losing streak where they're just getting blown out at home every single time another team steps.
6 games by 20 points.
That's insane.
And you want to tell me the Jets is just as worse? That is disgraceful.
The Jets are worse because we replaced Zach Wilson with a quarterback playing just as bad.
No, even worse. Zach Wilson still has more wins than Aaron Rodgers in the Jets. Oh, man.
Completely washed. He is so much more washed than I thought, which was my fear. When we got him, I was like, oh, we got washed Aaron Rodgers. But, boy, he bad.
The problem is obviously the Super Bowl aspirations. That's what makes this Jets situation worse than the Cowboys.
The Jets' toxic fan base thinking that they were going to win the Super Bowl.
There's too much talent on this team.
Yeah, and this was before Devontae. Imagine if Devontae came in
before the injuries. Like, the reason why the defense is so thin is because, one, we lost a good amount of our D tackles, but Jermaine Johnson going down immediately was like, shit. That sucks. Will McDonald steps in for Bryce Huff. That's fine. Hassan Reddick no shows. still, I like the only reason he came back is so he could be a free agent. That's the only reason he came back. Because if he would have waited 2 more weeks, the Jets would have still had his rights, even if he didn't show up. So he's screwed if he didn't. But like you have that whole team there. CJ Mosley doesn't get hurt. We had 3 games where the entire secondary but Sauce was hurt. That Steelers game we played with corner 4, 5, 6, and dudes on the practice squad. Like there's so many things that went wrong. Aaron not being able to just score is just unreal. The kicker, Greg Zuerlein, goes from being automatic last year, the last couple years, to just being the worst kicker on the planet. Saleh gets fired, and the defense gets fucking worse.
So I guess they shouldn't have fired him.
Again, hindsight being 2020, definitely shouldn't have. But like, I don't understand. Like, I get why you make Ulbrich the coach, but there's a reason when head coaches get fired, they put position coaches as the head coach for the interim. That is because you don't disrupt the flow of anything else, and you just have a guy to just steer the ship until the end of the season. You stretched Ulbrich way too thin because now he can't focus on the defense at all. He never replaced himself. He's still calling defensive plays, and he's not there to run the defensive huddles, the defensive game plan anymore. He never fucking put it in anybody else's hands. We're just like, well, why'd you do that? So it's just dog shit. Stink. They're terrible. They're fucking terrible. Aaron Rodgers is horrendous. I love James be like, oh, you're only putting your blame towards one person. Everybody else is gone.
Everybody else that you tried to blame all year is gone.
I haven't blamed anybody else. Who have I tried to blame?
Anyone else
you've taken it easy on Sauce.
Blame all year is gone.
I've been consistent on my blame. My blame pie has been one man and one man only.
First it was Saleh. then it was Hackett.
Ross was so happy when Saleh got fired.
It was always Hackett. It was always
First it was Hackett. Then it was Saleh.
Then
it was once we got Devontae. Now it's Aaron.
Ben Aaron.
Meanwhile,
Ben Aaron. Ben Aaron.
Sauce Gardner.
Defense has been trash.
Defense has been trash, but Mike, the problem is it always has been.
But wait, but why can't it just be defense is trash and you just don't have to follow it up with something? Like, can't you just say can't you just
here? Why?
But when you criticize, but Dylan, when you criticize Aaron Rodgers, you don't say, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is trash." But no, it's always like when someone calls out the defense, it's like, "Oh, well, the defense is trash." But like, can't you just say give a singular acknowledgement of the defense?
The defense has been dog shit. But here's what I will use your own argument. Prescott. Sometimes you have to just score more, right? You just said that. You have to score more. That's all I want. We brought in Aaron Rodgers to score, to put points on the board. He's not doing that. So it's like you could get away with having a bad defense if you're scoring points. Everything fixes itself is if you're winning, right? You have all this talent on the offensive side of the ball, yet when Aaron Rodgers has a clean pocket, he's the statistical worst quarterback in football. He's scared to take shots down the field unless he's able to throw the ball out of bounds on the sidelines. He can't throw a ball across the middle because it's almost picked off almost every fucking time. He doesn't read a defense anymore. He decides before the snap, I'm throwing to that guy. And if it's not there, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing anymore. So it's like, we can blame the defense all you want. That's fine. That's all cool and dandy. Teams that have the 32nd ranked defense in football can still score. Right? They still score. They still find ways to score. Why am I still having the same conversation about this fucking offense that I was having with Zach Wilson when I have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson? Because
maybe those guys aren't as good as you think.
Garrett Wilson leads the NFL at one point, led the NFL in yards, targets, catches, everything you need. Devontae Adams is supposed to be the Aaron Rodgers whisperer. We don't convert on third downs because Aaron Rodgers plays one half of football, but it's Garrett Wilson's fault or Breece Hall's fault when the ball is being thrown over his head or incomplete, and then Aaron looks at them and be like, why are you there?
So when the Jets get a new quarterback next year with these same pieces
I don't know if these
on
weapons are going to be
offense,
here.
with these same pieces,
I don't think they're going to be here.
who's going to be gone?
I think Aaron's gone. I think Devontae's gone. I think Tyron Smith's going to retire. I think Morgan Moses is going to retire. Conklin's probably not going to be there next year. They have to figure out who they're paying because they have to pay Breece, Garrett, and Sauce. Jermaine Johnson also has to get paid. So, like, they have questions that they have to take care of. I don't think Alan Lazard will be on the team next year either. So, I think there's going to be a whole bunch of people not on this team next year.
Yeah, Garrett and Breece getting that back. I mean, Garrett and Sauce getting that back.
I think Sauce will be the one that gets traded.
Hell no, they're not trading Sauce.
I think they would trade Sauce before they would trade Garrett.
No, I'm saying no. They're not trading either one of them. They're going to pay both.
You have to. You don't have the money.
Yeah.
You don't have the money.
You got what's their cap situation?
Aaron Rodgers, if he plays or retires, is going to tie up $20 million next year and then like 30 the next.
Damn.
So
I mean, who's paid right now on this team outside of Rodgers?
Quincy Williams, Michael Carter.
Oh yeah, you guys get Quinn.
DJ.
How much of Adams' money are you guys eating up?
16 mil, but his guaranteed money's up.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of the season, he has no more guaranteed money on his books. Oh yeah, let Russ cook. He's cooking. He's cooking.
Still gonna cook next week when there's no blizzard.
Go ahead, man. I don't think the Bengals were gonna win that anyway. But yeah, no, they're paying Quinnen top tier money. Quincy's getting good money. Michael Carter II just got paid. Oh, George Pickens is getting feisty with some fans. Shocker. Alan Lazard's getting paid like $15 million a year.
Alan Lazard.
Yeah.
15 million. Oof.
Yeah. So there's some money being tied up. And then you have to do fifth-year options for Garrett, Sauce, Jermaine. Breece Hall doesn't get a fifth-year option because he was a second-round pick, so he has to get paid.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at what's happening with Pickens.
Shout out to the Browns.
I
mean, everyone kind of had everyone kind of had this feeling that it was going to be a trap game. Like,
it's a division game. Oh, what a hit on Russ! Holy shit!
Oh damn! What the hell is Pickens doing?
The last
Pickens saved.
Dylan?
Yeah, Pickens saved all of his rage from the game to go fight the fans instead. That's an unhinged human right there.
Yes, he is.
All the talent in the fucking world, but boy, is he going to get himself into some serious trouble.
Oh. I don't think that's roughing the passer.
That's not roughing. He just got bundled.
Yeah.
That's a clean hit.
Yeah,
here's Steven. There goes the weekly George Pickens tantrum. Jameis Winston has in weather games colder than 40 degrees.
Mike Tomlin has never won a Thursday night game on the road.
Yeah, they're 0-7. Tough sledding.
Yeah.
Damn. That's AFC North football right there.
Just gotta wait one more week for Mike Tomlin to again not be under 500.
What are we doing?
What?
What are we doing here?
I really want Mike Tomlin to win Coach of the Year. I really do. I think it's probably going to go to Dan Campbell, but I really want Mike Tomlin to win it.
Dan Campbell is someone I don't ever think of winning that award, but can very much so win that award.
Yeah, I need the Steelers to win 10 or maybe 11 for Tomlin to get it, because
if
they'll need 12. Mike, what are you talking about? They'll need 12, 13. They'll need at least 12 for Tomlin to get that consideration.
Win like 12 games or more, Tomlin's not winning that. And then you also have the wild card of Andy Reid if they're ever going to decide to give him another one.
I don't like it. Not gonna. Don't like it. Don't like it.
There's other deserving people.
Is there?
Yes. Dan Campbell doesn't deserve it. Say Dan Campbell doesn't deserve it.
NFC Coach of the Year. and honestly,
Andy Reid doesn't deserve it.
I don't know if he's that. I could make a strong argument for the Vikings, but they need to win.
I was thinking about that. Kevin O'Connell, you can make a strong argument for him.
There's an argument, but Sam Darnold's on pumpkin watch right now.
He had a good game against Tennessee. He bounced back.
Who doesn't have a good game against Tennessee? Aaron Rodgers had a good game against Tennessee.
Our defense is better than yours, though.
You still lost to us. Your defense couldn't hold. Yo, I love that your defense is so good. Like, we still have more wins than you.
Yeah.
You also probably have the better quarterback out of us, too. So
I wouldn't say that.
Give me Will Levis right now.
Give me Aaron.
And you'd be very upset. And then you'd be like, give me Will Levis back.
I don't know, dude. Will Levis fucking stinks.
Don't worry. So does Aaron Rodgers. You know what Aaron Rodgers does on the first play of potential game-winning drives? Throw the ball backwards with no timeouts or one timeout left, and you lose 15 yards.
So would you rather have Daniel Jones or Aaron Rodgers right now?
I'd rather have Daniel Jones. I'd much rather have Daniel Jones right now.
They're doing that man dirty over there.
Aaron Rodgers.
And they're doing him dirty.
Playing scout team safety today.
They got him behind. They got this man QB4 behind Tommy DeVito, Drew Lock, and Tim fucking Boyle.
And Tim Boyle, who still keeps finding jobs.
Tim fucking Boyle.
He keeps getting jobs.
That is so fucking disrespectful.
If somebody can fucking explain to me how Tim Boyle, the single worst quarterback I think I've ever seen in my 30 years of life, was getting fucking jobs. The only other quarterback I think is just as bad as Tim Boyle is fucking Nathan Peterman. He's the other one who is, I don't understand how he was getting jobs too. I don't get it.
They must have some intel on somebody.
Let's switch gears to the NBA. The NBA Cup is back, fellas. It's back. The colorful courts are back. They're like a little toned down, but still very loud. It's weird. Like it's
not as rambunctious.
Yeah, it's better than last year, but it's still like. But. And I didn't think this was going to happen. There's been no drop off. Like the players, I can tell, you can feel the intensity for the cup games. Like you can tell, like these teams are trying to win these games. Tuesday and Friday are big games. Not big games, but they're playing.
Yeah,
they're definitely playing. And listen, it's getting a little interesting. We only got a couple weeks. I think we only have 2 weeks left of it. Dylan's Brooklyn Nets, #Nets26. Stay right there. If they win tomorrow, it's interesting. It's interesting.
I'm telling you right now, Cam Thomas put on. So last week we had the Knicks back-to-back games. Cam Thomas is so
Beat that
anti-tank.
ass like a drum.
He is so anti. Oh, beat that ass like a drum. You mean you won on the last second shot? the last shot of the game. Beat that ass like a drum. Last shot of the game.
This is what you said. Let's beat the Titans on a last second field goal. And what'd you say?
Overtime. Different. Completely different.
Finish
different
it.
sport. Apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. Cam Thomas is so fucking anti-tank. It's sickening. So sickening that he was over here being the one of the younger players to ever drop like multiple 40-point games in Madison Square Garden. I'm like, I was watching that game, text you guys while I'm at sushi with Janice. I'm like, can somebody fucking guard him? Can somebody do their job? Because he was fucking filleting. I was getting so pissed. Like, he didn't miss a shot until the fucking third quarter.
And you still lost.
Good. I want to lose, Mike. You're talking shit to somebody about losing a game that I want to lose.
Yeah.
Giannis to Brooklyn, baby. Let's make it happen.
No, I don't want that.
Then y'all better start winning. Y'all better start winning.
No, because if we start winning, then they're going to do it. That's what I don't want. You think they're gonna fucking trade for Giannis if we're fucking 7 and fucking 19? No, the fuck we're not. They'll be more prone to trade for Giannis. We're like, hey, we have a chance at the play-in. We're right there. Like right now, the Nets are 8. If they stay at 8, I guarantee you they try to flip that switch. But you have to trade everybody beforehand, so you have nobody else to fucking trade. Don't make it easy for them.
I think the best thing happening for you is that Milwaukee is starting to win now, and they're starting to find their sea legs. As you claim, you don't want Giannis, but I don't know why you
don't want
top 5 player in the league. Again, this is the same ridiculous argument you had with Julius Randle. I don't want my team to get better. I don't want it. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Why would you not?
The team wouldn't have gotten better. The team wouldn't have gotten better. I'm not saying Giannis wouldn't make us better. Giannis does what if we were to get Giannis right now, that is actively working against ourselves. It does nothing to help us right now. Like, cool. There's no point in making the playoffs if you're a first round exit, right? Especially in the way this team is currently constructed. This team's not ready to win. You trade for Giannis when you're ready to win, right?
But what would you think they'd have to give up to get Giannis? You guys.
I'm not sure if the Ben Simmons thing is real or not, of them being friends, because you could easily just do Ben Simmons and a bunch of draft picks and like one contract and make that work. But like, I don't know if the Giannis and Ben Simmons are friends thing is a real narrative. But like, other than that, I'd be like, oh, great job, Mike. While we're doing on Mike. So, like, I don't know what it would actually entail, because other than that, it'd be like, Nick Claxton, and fucking Cam Johnson and a bunch of picks. That's also seems counterproductive, because Cam Johnson's actually playing well. So it's like, why would you get rid of him? I don't think Cam Thomas is going to get traded at all. But like, I don't get it. I don't know what you do to get that. That makes the team better. Like, yeah, you get Giannis, but you lose everything else.
But isn't that what you? I mean,
it's counterproductive.
You're co-signing it, but isn't that what Ron said? You want to win, you got to make those kind of deals when you can, right? To get the superstar.
But you don't want to win. The problem is the Nets don't want to win. The Nets don't want to win. Why do you think these reports are saying that everybody is available? You call, we're answering. Everyone's available. They don't want to win. If this net team gets to 15 wins, I guarantee you start to see players get fucking dropped off. Guarantee you see players start to get dropped off. Because it's counterproductive.
But there's just no situation where if you have a chance to get one of the 5 best players in the world, you don't do that. You get him, and then you figure out how to get the team better. It doesn't make sense, Dylan.
Nope.
It just doesn't make sense.
Nope. Pass up on it. You don't need it.
You said you're trying to do like a Thunder like rebuild, right?
Yes. Big market teams never have that chance. They never have that chance to do a Thunder-like rebuild.
So again, if you have the chance to get Giannis right now,
no,
why would you not do that when you're
because
a
what does that do for me right now? What does that do for me right now?
Dylan,
it gives you hope. It gives you hope for the future.
Exactly. You have Giannis
right now
for the next
right
5
now.
years, Dylan.
What does it do for me right now this season?
You make the playoffs.
That doesn't do me any good.
But Dylan, now you have a top 5 player on your team. You made the playoffs this year, and now you can.
You gotta look at it. You gotta look at it as a building block
to play with him.
That's gonna attract other people.
I don't want that. That's the problem here. That's the problem with this. I've done this already. Raise your hand if you've done that already.
But again,
no, but that part I do understand. I understand it's you've tried that whole season.
I've done it. I've done it. You know what happens to the Nets? The Nets become the current Bucks. That's what happened.
They won a championship, right?
This current Buck team did not win a championship. That's what I'm saying. They become the Bucks.
Bobby Portis didn't win a championship.
Do we have Bobby Portis?
Brooke Lopez didn't win a championship.
Do we have Brooke Lopez?
Chris Middleton didn't win a championship.
Do I have Chris Middleton?
Are all those players on that Bucks team?
Chris Middleton plays basketball?
Are all those Bucks players on that team?
Yes, but how long ago was that?
How
long ago was that?
Did that Bucks team win a championship?
It's not the same team. So they have a couple players left that you're like, oh, it's the same team.
That's the
case, Mike. If that's the case, why are they bad? Why are they bad then if they won a title 4 years ago?
So you wouldn't take a title? That's what I'm
asking. Why are they bad? Do I have Brooke Lopez?
Dylan,
do I have Brooke Lopez? No, I'm asking you questions.
No.
Do I have Bobby Portis?
They built the team.
Do I have Bobby Portis?
Giannis. That is the point I'm getting to.
Do I have Brooke Lopez? Do I have Bobby Portis?
Dylan,
do I have Drew Holiday?
Did Milwaukee draft any of those players you just named?
No.
Or did they bring them in?
No, well, Chris Middleton was a trade. Chris Middleton was a draft trade.
Did they build that team after Giannis ascended?
Yes.
So why can't Brooklyn build the team around Giannis?
Who's available for me to get?
That's not my Dylan.
Who's available for me to get? The problem is the batch of players that are available in the next 2 years, unless you're telling me I can get Giannis and Luka Doncic, which probably not happening, it doesn't make sense. The batch of players don't make sense.
So you don't think they can build a team?
No, I don't think it'll be a team worth a damn. This team traded Drew Holiday away to bring in Damian fucking Lillard, who is a massive upgrade at point guard, right? Much better player. You at the time of the Dame trade, you have the top 5 best player in the world and top arguably 15 best player in the world, right? And it didn't work.
Why didn't it work? Why didn't it work?
Because they stink. That's
because
why.
They both got injured in the playoffs, Dylan. That's why. Neither one of them played in. Not
my problem.
This conversation can't.
Not my problem. There's no. I'm looking towards the future without having to have this superstar because I know what is available. I'm going to end up with Giannis and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler doesn't play in the regular season because he doesn't give a fuck about the regular season. And Giannis, I already hate Giannis. I don't need him on my team to make me hate watching basketball, right? I'm good. I'm good on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm absolutely good on it. Let me be bad. Let me go get Cooper Flagg. Let me go get these other young players. Let me go have a renaissance of a fucking rebuild, and then we go from it in 4 years. I'm not going to try to do this accelerated shit again because I've lived it. I'm good. I don't need Giannis again.
You've admitted that you can't build it like the Thunder did in a big market team, but you want your big market team to build it like the
How did the Thunder build it?
Through draft picks and trades.
Who they traded for Shai before he ascended.
Yes. Through draft picks.
I would love to build like that. Big market teams never get that opportunity because they throw it all away for these superstars and it doesn't ever work out for us.
So if it never happens, so why do you think it would happen with your team?
What do you mean it never happens?
You just said it never happens for big market teams.
No, we never. The big market teams are never able to organically build because we trade our assets before we have a chance to. That's why.
Why? It's because they're a big market team and they can't afford to build that way.
You're a big market team. They're going to show up anyway. That's why you're a big market team. The Knicks were bad for how long? Garden's still packed. Right? You still make your money. Like, you can absolutely afford for it.
They don't. What I've learned is Julius Randle ain't good enough to be on the Nets, and neither is Giannis. You don't want Giannis. You don't want Julius Randle.
Julius Randle,
but you want Cam Thomas. Cool.
Cam Thomas can get traded. I don't care. I just know he's not. Like, this is what you're not understanding. You could trade this whole fucking team. I don't care. I'm not tied to fucking any of these players. Cam Thomas is cool. He's fun. He's a bucket. Ask me if I would trade him tomorrow. Ask me if I trade him tomorrow, Mike.
Would you trade him tomorrow?
Yep.
Great.
I don't care about anybody on this team. The fact you guys are trying to trade me Julius Randle for Mikal Bridges, and it's like Julius Randle maybe makes the team 3 games better. Cool. Doesn't make a difference to me. They're not a contender. They're still bad. So, like, you're not helping me. You're not helping me in the goal of being a significantly better basketball team. Like, it is what it is. It wouldn't have worked with this team. Julius Randle's also a fucking nutcase. Like, I'm good.
Like,
for not wanting him.
Understand how it's like you want the team to, if they can't be championship contenders,
be horrendous
this year,
be bad.
Then but Dylan, no one is championship contenders in 2 months. Like, you have to build. You have to put the steps together to build. Like, that's the part you
don't build with the superstar
ignore.
and nobody else around. You don't do that. That's not how you build. If you're going to go trade for Giannis, you don't do it during the season. You do it during the offseason. This is not the time or place to do it. You do it once you figure out what you have going forward. This team right now isn't what you have going forward because there's a bunch of role players who will be on a championship contender by the time the deadline comes. So building with this current team doesn't make sense at all. If you're going to trade for Giannis, do it in the offseason when you have way more control over the outcome of the offseason versus hoping shit's going to work out. Go get Cooper. Try to get the bad draft pick. Dylan Harper, Cooper Flagg, VJ Edgecombe. Try to get any of those guys. Have a young stable to work with. Worst case scenario, hey, those young guys you just drafted, hey, maybe a fucking superstar becomes available and you can use him as a trade piece. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But guess what? I still have a Cooper Flagg ready to go who could play and contribute on an NBA team.
And then if he doesn't, I'm just bad, and the cycle starts all over.
But again, if you're going to trade for Giannis, the middle of the season is not the way to do it. I don't agree with trading for him in the middle of the season. If you're going to, like, I don't want him, but if you're going to do it, do it in the offseason. That way you could actually build a team around him. How hard is it to build a team around a fucking superstar mid-season?
Fine, Dylan. Fine. You just want the team to be bad. That's what you want.
Be bad this
forever.
year. Yes.
No, forever. You want your mindset is for them to be bad.
You didn't listen to anything I said.
Hope that one of your draft picks is a superstar. Hope.
You didn't listen to anything I said.
Hope.
I did all that.
That's my only that's my main concern is, like, again, it's not a guarantee that Cooper Flagg is going to be a superstar. Like,
no,
that's a question.
The reason
because my thing is, let's say, yeah.
The reason why I want him is, one, you give yourself a shot to make the blue chip prospect a superstar because he has all the traits to do so. Or if a guy like Luka becomes available, a guy like Ja becomes available, you now have that trade piece in place already to then do that. That's why it's like, okay, cool.
But then those players don't want to come to your team because your team stinks.
Why would they want to come during the season?
I know that? You know how I know that?
Why would they want to come during the season?
I sat there and watched it with the Knicks. No one wanted to come to the Knicks because they stunk. That's why.
That's why you trade for the player.
You can't trade for the player doing it the way that you want to because nobody.
Also, that happens all the time. That happens all the time. What are you talking about? How do you think Kevin Love got to Cleveland?
LeBron James.
Who'd they have to trade to get there?
The number 1 draft pick.
Oh, so it's almost like it can be done exactly how I'm saying.
Listen to what I just said. LeBron James told them to do it.
But
GM.
This goes back to you not listening to what I said.
No GM is doing that trade. LeBron James told them, I'm not coming here if that kid's on the team. So Cleveland went, oh, okay, I guess we got to trade this kid. That situation's not happening for you, Dylan, because you don't have said super uber star on the team.
You're not listening to what I said. What did I say?
So if you have Cooper Flag, then you can go get any superstar in the league. That's what you're saying?
You completely missed my entire point.
Please explain it again.
I said, when did I say it would be okay for you to trade for Giannis?
Dylan, you trade for him.
You're not listening.
You trade for him in the offseason. It's still the same thing.
It's not.
You can't trade for him if you don't have any good players. If he does not want to come to your team, it doesn't matter if you trade him in June, July, April, May, March. He doesn't want to come because the team stinks.
Then why would he want to come now? If the team stinks.
He doesn't.
Then why are the reports floating around that it's fucking Brooklyn or Miami?
He's not. I don't think he's going to Brooklyn.
No, then why are the reports coming? He favors Brooklyn and Miami. Why?
Because he wants to go to a big city.
Then it doesn't matter who your players are.
But let's say
if you're not going to Brooklyn for the players, why are you going to Brooklyn?
He wants to be in a big city and he wants Brooklyn to build the team around him.
Cool.
But Brooklyn can't do that with the bad players on the team. They have to get better. So they have to keep
So why would they trade for him now if it's the same situation?
I just said I don't think that they're going to be able to do that because I don't think Milwaukee's going to do that.
Because if Milwaukee's going to trade Giannis, they're not looking for good players. They're looking to get expiring contracts. They're going to look for expiring contracts, and they're going to look to rebuild.
I don't know what Milwaukee's going to want to do. So
that's the problem. You can't just trade Giannis and think everything's going to be okay. Right? You can't do that.
You'd be surprised how some of these teams think.
Because if you could get Giannis right now without having to, with just matching contracts and giving one of the billion draft picks and a bunch of the billion draft picks that we have, you go ahead and do that. But you don't do it in the middle of the season. That doesn't make sense. If you're going to trade for Giannis, which is the point that I said, you do it in the off season. That way you can fill the gaps in the free agency and the draft. And then you get that first overall pick. You can use that to go and get somebody else and build it that way. You don't trade for Giannis with this current team as constructed. It doesn't make sense with this current team as constructed because then you not only have to get rid of the salaries that we have on the team, we have to get rid of all the players that are making money who could be elsewhere, and we get more assets for him. Cam Johnson right now will probably be traded by the trade deadline. We'll get a first-round pick for him. Guy's averaging 20 points a game, shooting 38% from the three. First round pick. See you later. Dorian Finney-Smith is going to end up on the Mavericks for a first round pick. Cool. See you later. You keep hoarding that stuff. If you trade for Giannis now, you now lose that leverage to get more assets to trade for somebody else. That's been my point. I don't want Giannis because fuck Giannis, but if you're going to trade for him, don't do it now. It's the wrong time. If you're trying to rebuild and facilitate a rebuild in the middle of a season where you have like 5 guys in the draft that are going to be great, not the way to do it. Use your leverage with your ability to get one of those 5 great guys and either get one of them or trade them to get a fucking superstar who wants out of their situation. That's what I want.
But if you have to do it in the middle of the season,
it doesn't make sense.
If you have to do it in the middle of the season or risk not getting him because another team is going to get him, you do it in the middle of the season and you figure it out later.
Or you just don't do it. Let them fuck around and find out and figure it out.
Let them fuck around and get a top 5 player in the world, and you didn't do it because
Not
you
my
wanted
problem.
to do it in the offseason.
Not my problem for wanting to do it the way it should be done. Because again, worst case scenario, I just build through the draft, and I have top picks to do it. I have top picks to do it. I have 4 guys that if I get a top 4 pick, I'm cool with. And then you go from there.
And hope that they hit.
Hope they hit. That's the draft. That's the draft. And then I'll wait for a year or so, see if Luka wants to leave Dallas. Keep pushing from there. See where Trae Young. Keep moving. Like, there's other people. There's more than one way to do it. It's not like Giannis has done shit since winning that first title anyway.
I mean, still win a title though. To be fair,
if Giannis gets the hurt excuse, then I get that too. Up.
No, I do. No, I do see what you're saying. You want more of an organic rebuild. You've seen the whole grab the big superstar and whatnot. You've seen that basically blow up in your face. So I do understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, it's like there's still that question mark of just betting on a rookie that you don't know is going to translate. And then you end up just losing everything and just gaining absolutely nothing. So there is still kind of like that aspect. Cooper Flag not turning out to be the player he is, and then you guys still stink, and then you get nobody.
Cool. I have more draft picks. Keep moving.
That's the
thing. That's the thing here.
The part of it that just makes no sense.
Yeah, but then you're kind of stuck on this.
The luxury of being a big market team is eventually somebody's just going to want to go. That's how we got Kyrie.
But then it just kind of keeps you on this hamster wheel of mediocrity, you know.
But
again, that's
that you don't want to be on.
The thing is, you're either a championship contender or there's no point. That's how it is in basketball.
No, that I completely just disagree with that. Like,
you're either a contender or there's no point.
No, that's not what you just said. That's not what you just said. You're either a championship or you're nothing. No, because you can be building.
Yeah, you gotta build. Like
that's like
you have to build, but like at the end of the day, I don't care.
Something that just happens in one year. You build to it. That's the point.
Unless you're literally grabbing.
I don't have that team. I don't have that team that's young.
Unless you literally grab prime. Unless you're literally getting prime LeBron, like, and I'm talking about like prime LeBron, that's not going to happen. You're not going to get a championship team in 1 year. Like, you got to build. Whether you get a superstar or you get someone in the draft, you're going to have to build. I'm just personally, I get what you're trying to say. I just think it's still easier to build around a top 5 all-world player. You know, get pieces around him. You know, no matter what they are, role players, other superstars, even people in the draft, build around Giannis.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do that in the season. And you're taking the ability to get more.
It's not. No, but the thing is, you already have a lot with Giannis. That's the thing. Like, you have a lot with Giannis. Yes, you do.
On this team, and I have to give up like 3-4 players, is the same spot Milwaukee's in right now.
Gonna go to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens.
But there's no guarantee they're gonna go in the playoffs. This team stinks.
But the thing is, you're guaranteed a top 5 player. You're not guaranteed talent in the draft. You're guaranteed potential right now. That's all it is just potential.
Listen,
but you're not guaranteed the talent.
In fucking 2 months, do more with these fucking losers than I ever thought. I'm pretty sure he could do something with Cooper.
Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. If this works, if this rebuild works, it's gonna go very well for you guys, because you guys are going to organically build, get a bunch of people, and become a very in-depth team. So, like, if it goes well, it's going to go very well for you. it's the risk. That's really what it boils down to. It's the risk.
And Giannis is a coach killer. Like, I don't want this.
Giannis is the coach.
Giannis is a coach killer. He's about to get Doc fired. That's what he was. Fourth coach.
Well, that I can't put that on Giannis. No.
This will definitely be Doc's last stop. So
Yeah, Doc stinks.
I don't know. Mike said a thing. Said, but Doc's a great coach. Said it drug Lou Will onto the court in the second quarter.
I thought that was hilarious. I thought that story was hilarious.
You're like, see, Phil Jackson could never.
I thought that story was hilarious.
It's a good story, but Doc's fucked up for that. I need you for the fourth. Sweat it out.
Sweat it out. Sweat it out is nasty work.
I'm surprised Lou Williams didn't throw up on the court.
I am too. Like nasty work. As we're going though, there seems to be a black cat running around Philadelphia because they just can't get right. They are the Cowboys of this season.
It was the Bucks, but now it's like, yo. But I want to shout out somebody in Philly. I want to shout out Jared McCain. That boy's balling. Balling.
Trying.
He's doing his thing over there. Like, I think I said to you during the tournament or before the tournament last year that I was like, I think Jared McCain is like an NBA ready player. I was like, he does everything he's supposed to do. He's a lights out shooter. Like he looks like the type of player the Knicks would love. Mm-hmm. To just come off the bench and just be like, hey, I'm going to shoot threes. I'm going to play defense. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to do this. And with Tyrese Maxey being out for a while and Kyle Lowry just being old as shit, Jared McCain has taken every piece of his opportunity and has been balling out. It just sucks that Joel Embiid is fighting with everybody involved in the Philadelphia city, and Paul George's leg just keeps hyperextending.
He's putting us a vice here.
I've never seen anything like it.
He's literally just not playing basketball games.
And the way he did it yesterday or whenever he heard it, it didn't even look like it popped or anything. It just.
I watched a still of it and it did the same thing. I was like, Darren Rich is losing it all.
Well, when he's been on the court, he hasn't been good. So even on top of
it, he's been okay. He's been okay, but he's only been on the court for like a handful, not that many games. Yeah. I'd be surprised if he's played more than 5 games.
Let's see.
$53 million a year.
Injuries happen. Players. Paul George.
Let's see. He has averaged 15 points a game.
How many?
He's played 8 games.
8.
15 points a game.
He had that one game against you guys where he was playing really well.
I thought he was showing out that game.
He was playing really well that game. And just hasn't been able to figure it out. But again, I'm not
129-point game.
I'm not going to kill him over 8 games. Like, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Anthony immediately, the NBA Twitter is such a fucking toxic place because it's an 82 game season and here we are 8 games. He's a fucking bum. He's a bum. Relax. He's barely been on the fucking court.
But they're in trouble. Team meetings, calling out that dirty player Embiid. He can't get on the court.
Again, he's fighting with the entire city of Philadelphia. He's out of there.
They're not fucking with him. They're saying the effort hasn't been there. They're saying he just doesn't. They say he doesn't seem to care. That's literally what they're saying.
You want to know what's one way to make sure a guy doesn't care? you forget everything he's done for your city and you start shitting all over him.
Mm-hmm.
That'll make somebody not want to show up to work every day.
You know what would make someone show up to work every day?
Not
Giving
true.
them
You're gonna say money.
290,
You're gonna say
giving
money.
them 299 million over 3 years.
I was gonna say you're gonna say money, but
That's
I watched
what.
Ben Simmons just not show up to work when he was getting paid. So money isn't everything, man. Money isn't everything. These guys are swimming in it. You think they give a fuck? No, because guess what? If he gets traded, he makes that same amount of money. It's not like in the NFL where you're losing money or this is. He gets traded, he's getting that money regardless. And would you rather be making $300 million in a place you don't like showing up, or get paid $300 million to get in a place where you like showing up? I don't know about you, but I'm gonna pick the place I like going to.
I'm gonna go where I feel welcome.
Yeah.
2-13.
Cool. And you know who's right now the favorites to get him? The Indiana Pacers.
The Indiana Pacers. Wow.
Are the favorite to get him right now.
Which is very interesting. I don't know how it depends on, I guess.
How would that even work?
Yeah, it
they
depends
got guys
on what
making
they
money
give
they can
up.
move.
Miles Turner's making a lot of money.
Miles Turner's making a lot of money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
But they have, but it would depend on who they give up for him. But like, he doesn't seem to. Well, I mean, he might like Indiana. I can't say it. Him and Halliburton is an interesting. They're both jerks, so I mean, it might work.
They're both jerks. The Nets are too, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good on that. I just don't want the injuries. I did the injured superstar thing. Like, I'm good.
He's such an injured person. It's just every postseason it's the same thing.
We can't say that. Last time I said Embiid is an injured person, I got into a fucking 5-day fight with James and Mike about it.
It's the truth. He breaks down every fucking postseason. Like, it's the same shit. It's like you can't have somebody like that on your team every single year. Like, goddamn.
If Embiid could give me Giannis like games played, yeah, trade for him. But no.
That's what I'm saying.
Nope. So yeah, Philly's in trouble. They're hurting. They're hurting bad.
Literally.
But
and I'm happy.
We're only 17 games in.
Happy about all that. Fuck the motherfuckers.
Anthony, your sports karma is gonna come and slap you in the face. You know this. That shit's very real. The second you started
I don't know what you're talking about.
laughing about Tyrese Halliburton's injury, how'd you guys lose your playoff series? Your whole team exploding.
What are you talking about? We exploded before Halliburton got injured.
No, you didn't.
Halliburton got injured in the Celtics series.
Halliburton also got injured early on in the Knicks series. And you said, yes, he got hurt.
You did.
So I don't think you got blame in your Knicks loss in the playoffs.
Whatever you say. Sixers stink.
I think we need to pay more attention to. Mike, you know what else we need to talk about? This fucking trash Cavaliers team. That's who we need to talk about. There's a conversation that needs to be had about this fucking dog shit.
That
16
bag of bums Cleveland team.
They've always been frauds. Always been frauds, right? Fraudulent Cavs team. And everyone negligent.
Where did either one of you guys have them this year? Huh? Neither one of you had them in the finals. Neither one of you had them in the finals.
Because when they were 15-0, we had to have the conversation about how they're a serious threat.
Yeah, the same place they were last year.
We have
That's
to talk
where I
about
Don't
have
sit here and act like y'all had.
we have to talk about how they were a serious threat, but now that they've finally lost a game, that they're bums again.
I never said they were bums again.
No, they lost though, so that's only right because you were talking shit about them, and then you're like, guys, we have to talk about the Cavs being a threat. I'm like, no, we don't. We don't talk about anything. Or the beginning quarter is the first quarter of the season, and we're gonna sit here and just overreact like this. Why? You're like, oh, the media outlets, who cares?
Well,
Fuck them.
well, 16-1 is not a slouch. Even in the 82 game season, 16-1 is extremely good.
I don't care. I don't. It's so early in the season. So many things could just change in a heartbeat. Like, I'm not gonna overreact to this. Like, it's so insane that at 80 we still have how many more games do we have? There's 17 games
Like
played in an
66.
80 game season. Like, it's 65.
65.
65 games left, and I'm gonna see him like, whoa. This Cavs team, whoa! Give me 3. Let's wait till fucking New Year's Day. Let's see where they're at then. By that time, they'll probably be the fucking 4 seed. And then we're like, oh man, I told you. And then Anthony's like, guys, I want credit. I said this Cavs team was a bunch of frauds. Yeah, exactly. I know your game. I'm familiar with your game. I'm very familiar with your game.
I mean, I don't get apologies, so I probably would just ask for credit. So we'll see how that goes.
I apologize about the Commanders. You didn't want the apology, but I did try to apologize. You told me no. So take that as you will, Mr. You try to dig up for any bit of credit. Guys, I told you Jake Paul was going to beat Mike Tyson.
I did say that, though.
What a crazy thing to say.
Because me and Dylan also said Jake Paul was going to beat Mike Tyson. I've literally been saying it since they announced it. Like, this is not going to be what you think. Mike is.
Did you hear that WrestleMania rumor?
I did, and I don't want to see it. And I don't want to see it.
Yeah, come on, guys. Come on.
No.
Come on now.
I don't want this. Can he just go and chill?
Come on, wait. You gotta hold on. You gotta think about it for 2 seconds. WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul.
No.
Not interested.
Y'all not thinking about it enough. Like, y'all gotta really, like, do you know the type of draw that is?
Not anywhere near as close as the actual boxing fight that he was in. However, we need to stop thinking about a draw and start thinking about the health of the 60-year-old man.
He's 58.
He's 60. If you're 58, you're 60. Like, he's not getting any younger. He's closer to fucking 60 than he is 55. So let's start thinking about the man's health who just had like 7 blood transfusions and was still cleared to fucking fight by the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Should not have been.
He should not have been. So instead of trying to make him go and do other things that could potentially harm his body because you fall differently at 58 than you do at 25, then like let's start caring about Mike Tyson the person for a little bit. Because he absolutely shouldn't have been in that fight. Granted, Jake wasn't hitting him anyway, but like we have to really take a look at it. My old boss messaged me. He's like, I'm of the belief that this fight was fixed. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you saw how Mike Tyson looked in those training clips. I was like, man, you're going to sit here and be like, yo, 30-second training clip could equate to fucking 20 minutes of a fight.
But Dylan, it's amazing to me how many people really think that fight was fixed and Mike was not trying to hit him. Like, I've seen so many conspiracy theory. Mike could have hit him right here, but he didn't. Mike You
Yeah,
can
because he
see
has
Jake
T-Rex
whisper
arms. That's why he can't hit him.
Jake whispered something to him, and Mike just let up and didn't fight no more. Guys, he's 58. Believe me, he was trying. Believe me, he was trying.
His style of fighting, you cannot do at this age.
Yeah, that's really all it is. That's really
His
all it is.
hop, jump, skip to close the gap, you can't do that at 58 years old.
Like, it's cool. Mike
Kudos to
and
him for doing it.
all
but
of that, he still looked good. He still looked good. He still looked better than I thought he was going to look.
Yep.
He still looked much better than I thought he was going to look.
I still think it's incredible that Jake couldn't hit him. Like, that's wild to me.
And, like, two things can be true. Like, there was no way Mike was going to win that fight. But you also can't convince me that 50-year-old Mike doesn't knock Jake's head into the fifth row. 50-year-old Mike would knock his head into the fifth row.
Like, Jake should be embarrassed for even doing this. Like, he was always in a lose-lose situation because, like, oh, you beat 58-year-old Mike Tyson, like, you beat 58-year-old Mike Tyson. And then it's like, oh, let's say you get knocked out by Mike Tyson. It's like, man, you just got knocked out by 58-year-old Mike Tyson. But, like, to go to a decision in a fight where you really couldn't hit him is like,
Like, yeah, maybe he could have pressed it a little bit, but he was clearly scared to get hit by Mike.
Very. And I'm of the belief that if you're going to fight Mike Tyson, 58 years old or not, you better put him out. You better make him regret for taking that fight. Like, I don't want to see all the respect shit and all that stuff. Like, yeah, cool. You got to have respect for one of the all-time greats, all-time legends. But at the same time, he would want you to put him out.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to go out on his shield. And I think he did boxing a disservice for not taking this fight more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe we fell for it again.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I can't believe we fell for it.
What were we saying on fight night, Dylan?
We were embarrassed to be watching this.
As soon as Mike walked out the tunnel,
we saw the knee sleeve.
I saw the knee brace, and I was like, "Oh!" No.
And then he stumbled on his way to the ring. I was, "Oh no!"
He was like, "Oh no, we fell for it. We fell.
We
for
were
it."
cooked."
All and Dylan were saying in our post fight, he got us again. He got us again. We fell for it again. Oh, look at this alternate Lakers court. I like it.
Can we talk about the Lakers real quick?
Can we? Because Roz is in here. And
can we talk about how fucking awesome JJ Redick is as a basketball coach?
Can we talk about JJ Redick for 3? Because he is an amazing coach.
He is an amazing coach.
And James was trying to shit on him last night. And no,
not
JJ Redick
here.
is an amazing coach.
JJ Redick is he is the perfect type of asshole. Like, this is the JJ Redick that I loved. Was him just being this condescending prick.
The Duke JJ Redick was my guy.
And he is not scared of anybody on this team. Which is so refreshing to see that he doesn't give a fuck who you are. If you're fucking up, you're done. You saw how fast he relegated D'Lo to the fucking bench?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm not dealing with this. You're going to the bench. And we're going to rock with that until you're out of here. And now they're like, hold on. D'Lo's doing great off the bench.
And now D'Lo's playing really well. He's responded really well to it.
He's not scared of LeBron. He's not scared of AD. He's not scared of fucking anybody. He's coaching this team how it seems like it should have been coached for the last 5 years where, hey, Anthony Davis, we're going to use you like you're a top 5 fucking player in the sport. And then everybody else is going to follow through.
And not ask LeBron to carry this franchise at 40 years old because that makes no sense.
None.
And then get mad. And then Laker fans, Roz, get mad when 40-year-old LeBron runs out of gas in the playoffs because he's been doing the team for 6 months.
Like, this is the most by design team I've seen the Lakers go. Like, nobody ever really tries to make LeBron the second option. Nobody has ever fucking tried. And this is what it should have been since he's been a fucking Laker.
It's early.
But LeBron at 40.
I'm going to tell you, as crazy as it sounds, the Lakers are one player away. They are one player away. If they can figure some kind of crazy
Cam
trade
Johnson.
out, he's not the player, but
he helps. But
he would help.
You know who's going to help them down the stretch or going as he goes in? No, Trae Young is not the answer they need.
No,
Trae Young, they need defense more than anything. They cannot. They don't need another guy who can score 20 something. They need defense. They're scoring enough. Anthony Davis is in the MVP race right now, like bar none in the MVP race. But like Dalton Connect is a hooper. Hooper. If they could find a way and get themselves, like, I don't want to say they need a Jimmy Butler because you don't want to get like hamper your team for guys with big contracts. But like, if they could find a guy who could play D, like Dorian Finney-Smith, another net, I'm going to keep throwing out there, a guy who could play a 3-and-D guy, they're going to be in a really good spot. A really good spot. If they can figure out how to dump Gabe Vincent and get like contributing players.
So the problem is he's actually coming along and he's starting to play decent. But he's still not playing at the level that they need. So that's where, and I can see what you're saying. It's like, if they can get him to where he needs to be, they don't need anything.
Or flip his money into something that's better.
Then they don't need anything.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get into, wait, I'm sorry. Did you want to still talk about the Lakers? Because
LeBron is averaging 23, 9, and 8 at 40.
Anthony, acknowledge him.
At 40.
Acknowledge the GOAT.
He's 39.
When's he 40? In like fucking 3 weeks?
Like 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. He's 40. If Mike Tyson's
his birthday is December 30th, so it's like 4 weeks.
Anthony, who gives a fuck?
But acknowledge the GOAT. Tell me a 39-year-old.
He's 39. Yeah, acknowledge him. He's a 39-year-old phenom. He's not 40 though.
He'll be a 40-year-old phenom too. So we'll come back to that.
I just want you to acknowledge him. That's all I want. Acknowledge. GOAT teams.
Anthony Davis, if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt, like knock on wood, he could be in that rare air of both Defensive Player of the Year and MVP.
He can, because
he's hooping.
I don't think Defensive Player of the Year right now.
Anthony, what are you doing? What are you laughing about?
No, because it's like, this is where I like to throw out the fact that they played 14 games. There's still 68 games left for them to play.
No,
and it's like, I mean, we got to be consistent here at the end of the day. I mean, yes, they're looking good so far.
I'm not talking about the Lakers winning the championship. I'm talking about AD if he stays doing what he's doing.
I wasn't talking about Cleveland winning the championship either, but you told me it was too early.
No, you told me that they were pretenders, and then you wanted to have a serious conversation about them being for real.
Yeah, when they kept winning all these freaking games.
I'm not having that conversation about this Laker team. I'm having this conversation about if Anthony Davis can stay healthy and they keep using him the way he's being used, then
who gives a fuck if he stays healthy or not? It's going to be the same result. They're going to get bounced by the fucking Nuggets like every goddamn year. Like, what the fuck is going to change?
They have to actually win games to even get to that point, but they may not
play have the best player in the world. They have the best player in the fucking world. They're going to win games.
They're 8-5. Their team isn't very good. It doesn't matter how good that one player is if the rest of the team isn't. We've had this conversation.
So 8-5 is not a good record.
Right now, no. Right now, no. But again,
so we're not a good team either. We're 3 games over 500.
You guys should be better.
Are we not a good team?
No, you guys should be better. And I've been saying that all season 2. You guys should be fucking better.
Let's get the fantasy focus. And in fantasy focus, I want to include one thing because I'm looking at our predictions for the season so far, and this is gonna be fun. But Dylan, can you pull up the in-season tournament? Because we all picked a team for that. So can you?
Yes. Give me 1 second.
And I'll let you know. I'll remind everybody how that's looking with our picks, since the season tournament is actually going to be done. We'll be in the semifinals by the time we come back if we don't do a show next week. So, Dylan, you have the Magic winning.
Yep. Right now they're
So
2-0.
They're 2-0, so you're looking good. You're looking good. Anthony has the Kings winning. Where are the Kings?
They're 0-1.
They gotta win. They gotta win tomorrow, Anthony. They gotta win.
Fuck.
I have the Grizzlies. Grizzlies winning.
Grizzlies are 0-2.
They're done.
Ooh.
They're done. Yeah, it's over. I didn't anticipate Ja getting hurt again.
Listen, I lost Paolo fucking the first week of the season, and here we are.
And James has Orlando
the Magic
also.
too.
Oh. So me and Anthony are on life support, and Dylan and James are looking good. I'm pretty much we can
You're cooked. You're done.
We can pull the plug on me. Anthony's on life support. And,
keep them plugs out for like one more day.
Listen, if the Kings win one, you got a chance because they've all only played one game, so one game ties it because the Rockets Blazers could both lose.
So the Kings have. That's what I said. The Kings got to win. Kings got to win.
Games. So let's see. I'll only pull it back. Let's see who we're looking at. Oh, so today.
So it'll be Friday because it's midnight because we're doing this super late.
The Kings play the Clippers.
The Clippers. Is it on TV? Do I get to watch it? Nope.
I'm sure it'll be on ESPN. I think all the Cup games are. We're playing the Sixers. Yeah. Probably win that game, and I'll be pissed. The Magic.
No, Dylan. The West Coast game for ESPN tomorrow. It's
Mavs,
Golden State, and New Orleans, and Dallas, Denver, which is actually a good doubleheader.
That's actually not bad at all.
That's a good doubleheader.
You can't be mad at that.
Yeah, and NBA TV's not showing anything. So yeah. So but still, Dylan, Anthony, still keep hope alive.
Oh, and the Magic play us next week.
Black Friday. Man, Black Friday.
Yeah, they're gonna beat the dog shit out of us. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I hope we play Philly tomorrow. I hope Nick Claxton doesn't play at all because I don't want anybody who's going to try to play defense so they can beat the shit out of us too. Lose.
Shaking my head.
But Dylan's Hornets make the play-in is looking good. Wemby Defensive Player of the Year is looking good. We keep getting on Dylan about Nets 26. Dylan also has Pistons over 35 wins.
Ooh.
How's that looking?
That one's not. I don't know what their record is, so I won't talk.
I will tell you what their record is.
But it doesn't feel good. Oh, shit.
Pistons are 7-10.
Okay, no, you're tracking.
I'm tracking well.
You're tracking.
You said stink. The Pistons are tracking well, man. Their team is better this year. Much better. Their team is much better. Hey, they're only 2 games behind you guys. So what do you mean stink?
Don't want to hear it.
You guys keep talking. I'm watching highlights from St. John's game tonight. And okay. They called the travel. I thought they weren't gonna. I don't have the sound on, so I can't hear anything. Airball, double overtime. Wow, they went to double overtime. I should have been watching this game instead of talking to y'all. My Johnnies are ranked. You know that, right? They're 22. Ranked 22nd.
How many teams are you rooting for, Mike? You can't.
Listen, don't do that. No, don't do that. We've had this conversation.
You can't do this.
Don't do that.
You can't do this.
Don't do that.
Mike roots for like 4 fucking college teams
in different sports.
Oh
Oh, you gotta be kidding!
You root for
me.
2 in basketball, 3 in basketball, actually.
St. John's lost on a half-second three.
He roots for Duke, St. John's, and Temple.
And why do I root for Temple?
Temple, you root for the same reason I root for Temple, because our cousin is assistant coach of Temple University. So
And why
we
do
as
I
a family
root
root
for
for
St.
Temple.
John's?
Because you're a bitch. Then why do you root for Duke? Why do you root for Duke?
Because Duke was my favorite school. Coach K is the GOAT. Coach K is the GOAT. Coach K is the GOAT. So Duke.
And then I bet you if Miami won a game, you'd be like, yeah.
So I don't root for Miami in basketball typically because they're in the same conference as Duke. So I typically don't root for them. But Coach Larner, their coach, Coach Larner, is Coach Huger's mentor. So like I know Mike roots for them. So I do have a good, if they were good, I'd be like, cool, just not against Duke. Just y'all can lose. And they always seem to beat Duke, which drives me crazy. But no.
Shout out to Coach Huger.
Yeah, we're gonna see him this weekend. Him this weekend. Can't wait.
Better have my care package.
If you press him when you see him.
Yeah, grab by yoke him up, like, Coach.
So the whole team can run over to you. I'm not helping you.
It's okay. I'm family.
I don't know this man. Oh, it's a bone bruise. It's a Paul George bone bruise. I don't know how he bruised his own bone. Oh no. Yeah, it just went. Yeah, well, bone bruise. So that's not an hyperextension. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good news right there.
Because unlike Anthony, I don't root for injuries. I don't do that.
Shit, I do.
I know. You better pray to whatever God you believe in to make sure that they put a
Anthony just switches teams.
Nice veil. Put a veil over the Knicks.
Please stop doing this. Please.
Because he single-handedly is the reason why all bad things happen to you. Because he's sitting there, even if he's in the chat, he sees somebody gets hurt, he starts giggling. He's like,
what? What are we doing?
Remember that year? Remember the year Kevin Durant got hurt and Anthony started cheering for it?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys missed the playoff?
What was that?
His last year in Brooklyn? Or
his last full year in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Where James Harden got
hurt.
Or got traded. James Harden got traded. Kevin Durant got hurt when they were on their run. And Anthony was like, oh, yes, we love it, yes. And then the Knicks missed the playoffs.
Yeah. And then the season fell apart. Yeah.
That's all Anthony's fault.
Dylan, you still got the Nets. So first round. I know you're not coming off of that pick.
Wait, what?
Suns losing first round.
Never coming off. That's a oldie but a goodie.
Knicks losing first round.
That was a pure hate pick.
Exactly. Good.
Pure hate pick, but doesn't mean it's not alive.
And Anthony will have 4 predictions wrong, which is still in play. Dylan needs the Kings to lose. Dylan needs the Kings to lose to get that right. Needs the Kings to lose. Anthony, Spurs make playoffs. Not out of the question, honestly. They're a little better than I expected. Chris Paul is just a magician, but you need Wemby to get healthy.
You need help. You
need that to happen. Suns make Western Conference Finals.
Well, before KD went down, they were doing really good.
Before KD got hurt, I wouldn't have been mad at it. I wouldn't have been mad at it. Celtics don't make Eastern Conference Finals is the wild one. Because
they're not making it.
Let
me ask you a question.
Basketball.
Wait, hold on. With the way Cleveland's playing, does it still sound outrageous to say the Celtics may not make the Eastern Conference Final?
I could see Cleveland beating them, but it would be crazy.
Because you already had the Knicks, obviously, but now Cleveland, the way I know it's early, but the way they've been playing,
you're banking on Cleveland. That game that they played against Boston when they finally lost.
That was a very good game.
That I don't know how you felt.
Cleveland can hang.
That game showed me, oh yeah, Cleveland actually is good. They're going to be a tough out. Like they're going to give Boston.
They're going to be a tough out, but I don't think they'll beat Boston in a 7-game
We'll
series.
see. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's not out. It's not a 0% chance of them not winning, but like it's still a very much so. Like I trust the proven commodity of the Celtics.
I understand that. Pacers making Eastern Conference Finals, no chance.
None. I think that's a 0% chance. That's
and Heat make the play-in. You better hope Jimmy turns it on because they look shaky.
Imagine saying the Heat make the play-in where they make the play-in the last like 3 years in a row. It's almost expected at this point.
And also, Kings make the Western Conference Finals along with the Grizzlies and the Suns.
Hey, it's early, man. It's early. It's early.
I've got the Bucks losing the first round. Not looking bad.
You don't get that if they don't.
I don't get that if they don't make the Orlando in the Eastern Conference Finals. I need Paolo to get healthy.
I feel like if the Bucks don't make the playoffs, you should at least get like a tip of the cap. Just like a gentleman's like good shit.
Okay. He was on to something. Pacers lose in the first round. Still loving that. Nets win 26 over 25. That hashtag Nets 26. Tracking for that too, by the way. Tracking for it.
Don't worry. They'll all get traded.
Grizzlies make playoffs. I need Ja to get healthy. Lakers make Western Conference Finals, and your boy is looking like a genius right now.
No, you are not. No, you are not.
You are just a hater. Like,
no, you the fuck you are not. What the hell are we doing here? No, it isn't.
Yeah, there is.
No.
Also, I have Anthony Davis Defensive Player of the Year before the season started.
That's a good one.
I think both of them are good. I think they both can happen.
No.
Clippers miss playoffs is also looking good. I love seeing James.
I mean, nobody knows when Kawhi's coming back.
The whole Western Conference is also like 8-7 right now. The entirety of the Western Conference, except for like 3 teams, have 8 wins.
Mm-hmm.
8 wins or more.
And like we said, I have the Grizzlies winning the in-season tournament. That was dead.
That's dead.
James's Ja Morant for MVP is already shaky.
Dead.
It's already shaky because
he said dead.
He's gonna miss the game thing.
It's dead.
So I'm not saying it's dead, but it's shaky.
I'm saying it's dead.
It's very shaky right now.
Player, that's dead.
That's not even that's also dead. Ben Simmons.
I'm still mad that we gave this to him because they did this last year, but Magic top 5 seed. Okay.
Well, I was there fighting that with you too.
Because they literally did that last year. Like what? Bucks missed playoffs.
That's
trending. That's trending.
That's looking really good.
Because Raj has them as the one.
He can't have the tip of the cap because I forgot he had that.
Yeah, I have them lose the first round. He has them missing the playoffs. So I guess James would win.
Yeah, James would win, and you get no tip of the cap.
I don't understand what this means. You can remind me, Dylan. Zach Edey will give Wemby problems.
Wait, what?
That's his hot take. Zach Edey will give Wemby problems.
That sounds like some shit I would say.
It does. Or Raj.
Define problems.
That's when I get out log off the chat.
Spurs make playoffs. Trending. Sixers will be
trending.
That's actually trending.
You said what?
Sixers will be a playing team.
Sixers are looking like not a playoff team.
Yeah, like
not a play-in.
Sixers are not looking like not a play-in team. So
yeah, tip of the cap.
And Roz's stuff is in the chat, and I don't feel like going to get it. I should have transferred that over, but I'll do that another time. All I remember from Roz is Roz saying the Bucks were going to be the 1 seed, and that is trending good. Trending good. But all of that to bring us to fantasy focus. Dylan, let's hit the music.
All right. Remember that I said somebody here picked a team that was on a bye week.
And I know what you guys at home are thinking. But no, it's not Anthony.
It's not Anthony.
It's not Anthony.
Fun fact, it is not any of us here. I confirmed because my notes said that Roz picked Arizona last week. And I was like,
oh, did we add the other thing? Oh, we're doing that right now. Go ahead, keep going.
Roz said he picked Arizona as his 1 point win for last week. And I went through and I'm going through the outcomes of Arizona. Have a bye week? And he's like, I don't know. I'm looking at no, Arizona has a bye week, and I went in the chat and I quoted it in there just so everybody can see. I'm like, Roz, I'd like to say I can't believe you picked a team on a bye week to win a game. Get a confidence pick and a half. Oh, so Roz doesn't get the amount needed.
But
move on.
Fun fact, Roz picked a team on a bye week and still had more points than Anthony this week.
Yeah, you know why? I fucking picked the Jets to beat the goddamn Colts, man. That's why, man. What the fuck?
Not to do it. Told you not to do it.
I'm like, there's no way the Jets are losing to this stink-ass offensively challenged Colts team at home, and you guys fucking give them 28 points.
No, the Jets are also an offensively challenged team. What are we doing? Why are we acting like this? Anyway, first place, Michael, 36. Roz, second place, 34.
Yeah, and we got getting space.
Me, third place, 30. Anthony, last place, 27.
Anthony, I'm telling you right now, you better get out of this basement.
Fucking Jets. Fucking Jets.
You're not going to like where it's going to be.
Fucking Jets, man.
I'm letting you know right now, that bill's going to cost you. I'm letting you know right now, that bill's going to cost you to get out of the basement. You better start taking this segment serious. I'm going to let you know right now, Gordon Ramsay ain't cheap. I'll let you know right now.
Gentleman's agreement.
Gordon Ramsay ain't cheap.
I'm proposing the gentleman's agreement that nobody picks the Chiefs-Panthers game.
I'm with that. I'm not big on that.
All right, last place.
Yeah, I don't know right now. Y'all go ahead.
My 3-point pick will be the Dolphins over the Patriots.
Good pick.
My 2-point pick will be the Vikings over the Bears. And my 1-pointer... Actually, no, let me switch that. My 2-point pick will be the Lions over the Colts. And my 1-pointer will be Denver over Las Vegas.
He's going with the old tried and true tactic of anybody but the Raiders. I love it. It's the whoever offense, whoever the Raiders are playing. All right, for my number 3 pick, I'm going with the Commies over the Cowboys. My number 2 pick. I'm gonna take the Vikings over the Bears. And my number one pick, I'm taking the Texans over the Titans. All right, Michael.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to give me. I really want to take Kansas City, but I will.
Break the challenge.
I will.
I can promise you, Roz is going to pick that game.
That's the exact reason why, because I know that he's gonna just say F this gentleman's agreement, and he's just gonna.
He really takes his team out of.
If there's one thing I know to be true.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Is that Lamar Jackson is a bad man.
And you
And if
hate
this
Justin
one-
Herbert.
And I know that when those lights get bright, Justin Herbert comes. And I know Harbaugh's a good coach and he's trying to get that bitch out of him. But it's still in there.
You didn't see that bitch last Sunday night, did you?
Bright lights. Monday Night Football with the MVP on the other sideline. Give me the Ravens for 3 points. 3
Risky,
points.
Mike.
Give me Baltimore.
That's risky, Michael.
Baltimore. My 2-pointer. I think I really don't like the Cowboys in this game. But oddly enough, I still don't trust Washington 1,000%.
Against Cooper Rush?
I just something it makes me very weary about that game.
And they don't stop the run?
But if it's one thing you know about me, it's that I hate those Indianapolis Colts. And I despise them. Give me Detroit +2.
All right,
My
then
one
next to it.
point. Huh? 2-pointer. 2-pointer for Lions over the Colts. Gotta have one home team that's a lock this week. And I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I really, really think last week might have flipped the switch. Give me Seattle +1-pointer over Arizona. I know how
Ooh.
Arizona. I know.
Some risky bets you doing.
Listen, the great Bruce Arians said, "No risk it, no biscuit."
I hope it pays off.
You got two really tough games on here.
Yeah. Remember you picked the Giants the other week, man?
Yo, that
Never again. Never again.
Tony DeVito's playing.
Never again.
Well, Mike Evans is also back, so I think Mike Evans is going to ruin Deontay Banks' career.
I almost picked Tampa Bay, but
You never know.
I'm never going anywhere near the Giants again. So, Ravens, Lions, Seahawks.
Imagine the Chiefs lose, and then we're geniuses.
And then Ross picks the
And then Ross, like, there's no way that the fucking Panthers beat the Colts. Oh, we love that. Roz has entered the chat.
See if we can get him to give his picks right now.
I doubt that. He's liking a couple of posts in the chat. He hasn't gotten to realize that he picked the Cardinals last week.
Oh, we'll
He can't even
wait.
deny it because it says week 11 on him.
We'll wait.
how did this man pick a team on a bye? Like, how does that even happen? Like,
I was very
do
close to
you
picking the
not?
bye week over the
You
Jets.
have to look at the matches before even making a prediction. Like,
He said he really
I'm
liked
so lost with
that
this.
Arizona team so much that he thought they could beat the bye week.
So this man don't look at the matchup.
Like, I was really close to picking the bye week over the Jets for confidence picks, but alas, I would have lost.
Rise, quickly, Matt. He's not here. We have a new "Where's Rise" picture to put up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Roz is smiling from ear to ear in that picture too.
Look, it's Jet Life. Jet Life. Yeah.
Fuck Woody Johnson.
MetLife Stadium, as it's
Fuck Woody Johnson.
So those are our confidence picks for the week. We will definitely get Roz's offline as we usually do. James, I don't think is going to. I don't think James is going to pop up at the last minute tonight. Although he might, because I know he might still be up actually, but he hasn't been in the chat in hours. So
Bed beat him.
yeah,
Bed got him.
that's that. There you go, Anthony. That'll make him do it. That'll make him do it. Shout out to the Raptors for that court. That court was fire. Court was fire. But that is our picks. No need to hear James cut the beat. No need.
Taking the Texans for 3. The Broncos for 2, and then for 1, I'm picking the Jets over the bye week. Just throwing away 1 picks. To be fair, I think he'd have more points than you by now, Anthony.
It'd be interesting. It'd definitely be interesting if he was making his picks. Good thing you didn't bet on him staying consistent, because he surely did not. Like, share, subscribe, follow us on all the socials. Anywhere you get your podcasts, we are there. Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Instagram. We're everywhere. There's only one thing left to do. Get us out of here. I'm him for this week. I don't know where we're going with this. Although, actually, I do know where we're going with this. But
do you?
I do. Who wants to go first? I'm not going first. But...
I'll go first. I'm Hims.
Oh, I'm Hims.
Okay. Oh, God.
I'm Hims for this week are the 2 unanimous MVPs of Major League Baseball. One, Shohei Ohtani, who won unanimous MVP, and one Judge, who won unanimous MVP. Aaron Judge, the first Yankee to win a unanimous MVP since Mickey Mantle in the 1950s. So, shout out to them boys.
I think he's overrated. Not Dylan. Anthony. Tired. Yeah, I must be tired. Ooh. Anthony thinks he's overrated.
Unanimous MVPs. So kudos to those boys. Put in work.
Anthony, are you gonna give Jake?
Those were 2 good odd names. I'm not gonna. I can't even front. But realistically, we should be shining light over one particular person over everybody right now, and that is, as Mike already said, Jake Paul. He is I'm him. Just he did what he set out to do, and he defeated Mike Tyson.
Rider beam.
So. He came out there, he put out a spectacle, and he beat Mike Tyson, one of the greatest fight. Yeah, he did. He beat Mike Tyson. But that's what the polls do. So yes, Jake Paul is I'm him.
Here you go, Dylan.
There we go. There it is. There it is. That's an all-time meme. All-time meme of the chat by me. Unreal. Unreal.
Crazy.
Oh well.
I'm him. I mean, I'm not a particular fan. I don't say I'm not a fan of this man. I just Gino Orniana. Gino broke the record.
Yep.
Most wins ever, male or female, for college. Longevity, greatness. I mean, he has the 3 longest streaks in college basketball history. That's how you get to that record, by the way. Winning 111 in a row and then winning 90 in a row. That will help.
That's a lot.
That will help. So, Gino becoming the all-time leading coach. Salute. I think it helps when you have 8 zillion Hall of Famers come through your program and every 5 All-American girl comes to your school. But you have to build the program. You have to build it. And you have to be a good coach to coach all that talent. So kudos to him. Like I said, it's not easy to getting to that record. So Gino is my I'm him this week. But honorary mention is Josh Allen, because that was a hell of a 4th down run.
There you go. Great Josh Allen.
That was a man's touchdown. So honorable mention to Josh, but Gino gets it for me. I don't.
You think this is gonna go, Mike?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna be on it. We'll have to do an early episode Tuesday, I guess we'd have to do the episode. Or we could just take this week off. We'll talk. We may or may not do this episode. I don't know. Thanksgiving is next week. Shout out to me and Dylan. We'll be up at Mohegan Sun with Coach Huger this weekend. We'll get some flicks. Hopefully posted on the gram. I don't know if that's the cool word to say anymore, but we'll post it. We'll post some flicks from Dylan's time at Mohegan with Coach Huger this weekend. We're gonna have a good time. Shout out to Raj. Shout out to James. If you're listening to this before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. One of the great joys in my life is to be able to have this platform. I thank my brothers for doing this with me. Thankful for them. Thankful for Dylan for keeping me sane, even though he drives me insane. And
I was about to say, I don't know about that one.
Eat plenty of food. Enjoy time with your families as y'all watch Cooper Rush versus Tommy DeVito on Thanksgiving night.
That's going to be my Irish man. That's definitely going to be my Irish. 30 seconds are left. Best Thanksgiving side dish.
Stuffing.
Disgusting.
You're always been a bitch. I hate you with all my five.
I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, Mike. Mike, I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. I'm with Dylan. Stuffing is my favorite side dish. Like, you make a really good stuffing. That shit is. Don't sleep on a really good stuffing, Mike.
Put you on game.
You have to go with all reliable mac and cheese.
I can't eat mac and cheese.
Well, that's why that's why you don't know. That's why you don't know.
I also make mac and cheese. Hold on.
Mac and cheese.
I make a great mac and cheese.
That's also a really good side dish. Mac and cheese is banging.
But stuffing is.
Do you put anything in it, or you just like a regular mac and cheese? Like
mac and cheese If you get a good mac and cheese, it goes with anything perfectly.
You're right about that.
Mac and cheese for the win. Shout out to sweet potato pie too. That I have.
It's not a side though.
It's not a side.
That's not.
Shout out to sweet potato pie.
No,
Both of my plugs for sweet potato pie have no way of getting me sweet potato pie this year, and I'm really upset.
I am too.
I'm really upset.
It's just called shop.
We got beef.
No,
There ain't nothing.
Anthony, I don't want the patty pie. I don't want it.
That real shit.
Take your ass to Costco and shop. Motherfuckers act like these stores don't have this shit, man.
It's not the same. It's not the
So
same.
fuck a sweet potato pie anyway.
That generic, non-love made sweet potato pie.
Homemade is always
it is, but you can't get homemade. There's plenty of options.
If I can't get a homemade, I don't want it.
I don't want that assembly line sweet potato
Yeah,
pie.
I don't want that bullshit.
Don't want it.
I don't want sweet potato pie, period. We all know what the best are. Apple streusel pie. It's number one, and it's not even close. It's not even
I hang out
close.
with too many people named Becky.
Apple streusel pie, motherfucker. Out of that sweet potato bullshit. And fuck pumpkin pie too. Fuck both them pies.
I don't like.
It's only one. It's only.
I don't really like pumpkin pie too much. I don't feel the way Anthony feels about it.
Anthony over here taking fucking pies that are done nothing but
Anthony, such a hypocrite because all we hear is pumpkin spice this and pumpkin spice that.
And you don't like the pumpkin spice thing.
No.
God, you're terrible. You're a terrible person.
You're an anomaly. An absolute anomaly of a human.
Unbelievable. Get me to try what was that pumpkin frappuccino, whatever that was you were putting in the chat that you wanted us to try, but you don't want to get some pumpkin pie. Good man.
Dog shit.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy.
The only pumpkin anything I like is pumpkin pie.
It's the only pumpkin thing that I would eat.
Everything.
You haven't had pumpkin spice Cheerios.
I don't want to have pumpkin spice Cheerios.
I don't. No.
I don't like the pumpkin flavor of pumpkin pie.
Can't knock it till you try it.
I can because I don't like pumpkins. What type of food is a pumpkin?
What
What is a pumpkin? Is it a vegetable?
It's not a fruit.
It's a vegetable, right?
Is it?
Yeah, pumpkin's a vegetable.
You gonna hijack this pod before we sign off? Because now I have to know for our viewers. And Google is saying
pumpkin is technically a fruit, but it's commonly treated as a vegetable.
Yeah. Pumpkins are fruit, so I was right.
It's specifically a type of berry.
Wow.
Called peepo. A peepo. Peepos are fruits from the gourd family that have a hard rind and lots of seeds.
Wow.
Pumpkins aren't food. You can only eat pumpkins in like one way. If you're ever gonna eat pumpkin, what is it? It's as a fucking pie or it's like a spice.
No, that's it. That's it. Pie. That's it.
So y'all don't pumpkin bread? You don't eat pumpkin bread? Y'all wildin'. Now y'all wildin'. Pumpkin bread is popular as shit. Pumpkin is very popular.
Lisa and Becky to chill the fuck out. They've taken you and they've done stuff to you, and you need to tell Gretchen and fucking Morgan to leave you alone.
Gretchen?
This motherfucker said Gretchen.
Gretchen? No, Gretchen. Oh, on that note, I was going to say, Dylan, I thought your I'm him was going to be the third greatest MMA fighter of all time, John Jones, because he won, but it's not. So at that, we'll
No,
say
I
goodbye.
actually